Good evening. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We are loud and proud and clear. Thank you to Lloyd. He had a lot of hard work. It was not his fault. It was not his fault on Monday. I want everybody to know that. This was above his pay grade. It was above everybody in here's pay grade.
It was fucking Bill Gates.
It was very, look, technology is a fickle bitch sometimes, and it whooped our ass. We're back. We're live.
We're here.
And we're mic'd up, and we are all brought to you by Sterling Automotive. It is Wednesday, August 24th, first show of the week, but it's going to be a banger of a show. Cruise missiles are arriving in studio in about 15 minutes.
Incoming
heat seeker coming right here to the chair. Jack, you're going to have to move it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's going to get you kicked out. It's fine. Looking forward to this. This has been long time coming. We've had a lot of conversations, me and Dylan, about doing this. Obviously, he had some stuff going on during the season. He was playing, making a run, playing for Team USA, playing in the Netherlands. Then he went home. Now he's back in school. They're just starting. Perfect time to get him. Beauty of being at LSU, the beauty of coming here to play at LSU, and Jay Johnson said it in his press conferences, it is August, 2 weeks before the opening weekend of LSU football, and baseball is still being talked about, and there are press conferences and interviews and excitement about LSU baseball, which is a credit to the university, a credit to the team, credit to the tradition. That is why you come here. We'll talk to him about all of that. We were going to have Brandon LaFell in the second hour. We have learned through our life, family is extremely important, and there's a lot of rain. Texas has not gotten a lot of rain. Now, Brandon LaFell lives in Houston. Has not. Huh?
It's close enough.
Close enough. But they have not. Texas has not gotten a lot of rain for a long time. Now they're getting all that rain that they haven't been getting. They're making up for it right now. So his daughter is in a volleyball game, basketball game, tennis game.
Yeah.
A sporting event.
Well, it better have been an outside event.
A sporting event that they moved
They
up.
said volleyball, like the rain would affect volleyball.
Maybe
True.
we'll
Maybe
say
beach
volleyball.
volleyball. Maybe it's beach volleyball.
Yeah, tennis match.
Tennis match. Moved it up so they can get the game in. Family comes first. We will get JoJo on at some point soon, probably next week. He is. We have a direct line to him. We will be together, I think, in a few months.
Yeah.
Yes, we will be.
Twice.
Woo!
Twice.
That is going to be a fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Miami.
I know. I'm super pumped.
I'm not telling you. Hey, you made it to Superior with the boys.
That's right. Yeah.
First step in there, in the door now.
Baby steps. You're gonna be saying on the altar in January in Cabo, saying "I do."
And
Lloyd's
Lloyd's
looking
gonna
up,
be-
and
Lloyd's gonna be right there on
Lloyd's
the-
gonna be your ring bearer. He's gonna walk down the aisle with the ring. His ring bearer with the pillow.
It'd be
The
perfect.
pillow. It'd be great. It'd be great. He
Forgot something.
with his mullet,
Shirt
his
tucked,
mustache.
untucked.
Oh man.
Button bell.
I can't wait though. But we have a direct line to JoJo. He's gonna be on. He's excited to come on. A lot of football guys are in line to come on. Football season starts. They are. I just counted 7. I think I said 7 games, college football games this weekend. In week 0, not very many headlining games. I guess the biggest game is Nebraska playing Northwestern, which is crazy to me that you're going to play a conference game in week 0, but that's the biggest game of the week.
And Florida State plays, so.
Yeah, Florida State plays Duquesne, so if you want to go out and get the fan scouting report. Duquesne, like Jack likes to say.
Spell it out.
But
I don't love that they get a.
I don't love it either. I don't love it either. Look, we're gonna talk a lot about football. We're gonna talk a lot about with what's the guy's name? The clown from Notre Dame.
Clown from Notre Dame is his name.
Oh, Brian Driscoll.
Yeah, this guy. Now listen, covered Notre Dame for a long time. Knows a lot of the ins and outs. Knows a lot. Came off a little bitter. Just a tad bitter in the interview about Brian Kelly and. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it. Look, there's a lot of debate on the internet. Jack.
Ratioed the hell out of that tweet.
Yeah, Jack.
Doubled their likes on my
Jack stirred the pot a little bit and got in there and got a little aggressive and then backed off and let everybody
Chef
else go.
Jack.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He did a good job of it. We're going to talk
Jack
about that.
he had to draw the squad.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Army, come on. I need help. Back me up.
Well, I don't need help.
I'm gonna start the fight and then I'm gonna back out and I'm gonna let everybody else take it
So
for
Jack
me.
was standing on the outside of the baseball fight like this.
That's like the friend.
Get his ass.
That's like the friend in the bar starting the fight, backing up. Well, actually, we actually had experience of this. Starting a fight, backing up because he knows where all of his friends are, and then by the time he gets swung at, he's already out, and everybody else is taking over for him. So, it happens.
It's the move.
And that's the move. And look, it's a smart move. It's an intelligent move. It worked. We're going to get into that. We'll have a lot more conversation.
And certainly
about
on
that.
Twitter, the perfect place to lob a grenade and then just walk away. It's just like, what happened here?
The Twitter world is
It's different.
is aggressive.
It's one way or the other.
They got a lot of thumb thugs out there just waiting to go.
Some thumb thugs. I like that.
Hey, so you know.
That's a shirt too. Thumb
Absolutely,
thugs.
I thought the same thing.
That's a shirt. God,
We need
write
to
them
do
down.
this.
Write them down.
They're up
In
here.
your head. No, I don't trust that.
All up here.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that. We have 3 shirts. Debacle.
But say if he's leaving it up top,
Yeah,
here's
no,
the top.
no, don't want
That's
it up
gone.
top.
That's not gonna.
The
be
minute the
brought
first
up
game
again.
happens, the up top
not gonna be brought
gets
up again.
erased.
Yeah, absolutely.
Erased.
He's
First
gonna be on
game,
suicide
next
watch.
day.
He's gonna
Yeah,
be
you're
on
right.
suicide watch next week. I'm putting it out there right now.
Why?
First game.
It is
oh,
starting
boy.
to come back to me. I try
Well,
to.
if
How
Oh,
negative?
boy.
How negative is Lloyd gonna be
Oh
next week?
boy.
No, I was gonna go the other way.
I don't know.
I'm starting to believe. I can't help it.
Game week's got to believe.
I'm starting to believe. Just in time.
My
Hey,
fandom's coming
we
out.
are what 10 days?
Oh, we suck. It's game week. Let's go. I think we're ready.
I do the same thing for Christmas. I
finally
never
ready.
get excited.
How can you not get excited for Christmas?
My brain doesn't work that way. I block a lot of stuff out.
Okay,
And then,
fair enough.
but then when it gets here, it's like, oh shit,
We
it's
got
coming.
debacle, thumb thugs, and what?
There's one more.
Pessimist or something?
No.
We said it on Friday.
We'll figure. It'll come back to us.
yeah.
But those are the two. Those are the two.
I didn't say I
Debacle's
left
the
that
main
one
one.
in. Yeah.
Debacle's the main one.
It was on Friday's show. I'll go back and look.
We didn't have a show yesterday. I want to give
Or Monday.
or Monday. I want to give a shout out to
Yesterday's normal.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yes.
It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
It is
8/24
Kobe.
day
It
today.
is Kobe Bryant Day today, 24 day. Shout out to my dog Kobe. He is named after Kobe. Big day. Shout out. Not a somber day. Celebrate the life of Kobe. Not mourn his passing. That's
And how you put it all together for the name.
Oh yeah. So today, and shout out. Today would have been my dad's 61st birthday. Shout out Big Mikey up top.
Okay.
So he 8/24. I didn't put it together until today. His birthday was 8/24. Kobe Bryant Day is 8/24. I named my dog Kobe after Kobe. All just worked together.
Alignment.
Maybe subconsciously I knew what I was doing. Yeah. I didn't, but I did maybe.
Like how that
Worked out.
aligned.
It all
met at one point.
alignment. We're all in alignment.
What an apex.
What an apex.
I like it.
Like I said, we have a lot to talk about. The fall. Jay Johnson released the fall roster. They have some more cuts that need to be made.
Wait, you mean you can't play with 62 guys?
Can't
on
play
the
with
team?
62 guys on the team. That is impossible.
It's gonna be a nice, very competitive fall for him. Let's just put it like that.
Would it be easier or harder to play with 62 at once, all on the field at the same time?
I mean, you're not gonna get a hit.
I mean, you're not gonna get a hit.
You're talking about if there was 62 people on the field and Dylan was hitting, he would take somebody's head off.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
you have to
saying,
hit the ball with a
that's not a
fence.
lot. I mean, I think it might be easier with 62 or get to the point where it's a little hard.
No.
People are everywhere.
There's only one hit. If you got
there's not
62 people on the
communication to go
field,
around.
there's one hit that you got, and you better be touching them all.
I think he's talking about defense. It would be hard to communicate and get the ball around.
62, but no first baseman.
What?
How the fuck would that work?
Oh, actually, I don't know why this made me think of it. I watched. What was it? It was Monday, Sunday. I don't know. ESPN2
Tuesday?
had the kickball
Oh.
tournament championship. That's intense. Intense. They had people crowding.
How long did they keep you?
Actually, it was Saturday. I was about to play golf, and it was on ESPN2 in the clubhouse. You had people getting base hits and scoring runs and pumping the crowd up. It was intense.
How hard were they pitching?
Hey, it was you weren't hitting the ball far. They were kicking it, and they were directing it, and guys were diving, and it was intense.
I've seen
It
a
was
half
intense.
inning of it. I'm like,
It was intense.
They're playing hard.
Hey, you want to go grab him? He's outside.
Oh, yeah.
I went to I played in a one night only. They were like, hey, we need one more for kickball, and I'm like, I can do some things athletically that I'm pretty confident in terms of I'm not gonna embarrass myself. Kicking is not one of them, and so I'll go out there and I'm thinking
He may be in the front too, by the way.
yeah, check around, smell for the nuclear codes. But I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go out there, bro. I get out there and they're humping this thing down the line.
Oh, yeah,
I was
and
like,
bouncing
oh,
and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
it's crazy.
Bro, 3 straight pitches. I was
Crazy.
like, I'm fucking out of here.
It's
This
crazy.
is not fun. I
It
thought it
is
was gonna
not.
be
Can't play this game.
no, I'm not built for that. I thought it was gonna be
Roll,
elementary
you
school.
size it
yeah.
up.
Let's have some fun. A home run
I
derby.
was
Gotta
going
go
to ask
for
Jack about his first day of school, even though we tried to do that twice on Monday. Obviously, the speakers were not working, and Jack's going to the front.
Yeah,
To the front.
that's okay.
So
we'll get
we'll get him
about
back.
his first
That'll be,
days.
yeah, that'll be. Well, I did want to talk about that.
We'll
because,
get both perspectives now.
Because here's the deal. You know who the freshman baseball players are, because you walk into school the first day, and you go to the clubhouse. You go like the stadium is open. You show up. You have a locker. It's like it's Christmas, bro. You have shoes, spikes, all these clothes from Nike, and they're like, damn. Now everything obviously says LSU baseball. You're gonna get that, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna wear it to class because, I mean, I got all this free cool stuff. I'm at LSU. Why not? And so you walk in, like you all know who the freshman baseball players are because they are wearing all of the new gear. What up? What up?
What up, dog?
All right, DC3 is here. We're going to take a 30-second break, get him settled in. You're watching Mik'd, brought to you by Sterling.
Oh, a little earpiece. I love it.
Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. This has been a long time coming. We've had a lot of conversations about getting him in here. Like I said, there's a lot going on. Baseball season's hard. Summer's hard. He was back at home. He was taking it easy. Now he's back in school. Still kind of the off season. Freshman, All-American. And we just go ahead and just drop the part because that was a little BS. SEC Player of the Year this year. DC3. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Pull the mic a little close. Everybody can hear your beautiful voice.
You hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
All right.
First things first, dude. How was the summer? I know it was a quick summer ball. It was quick. You got to go to the Netherlands, which is awesome.
Yeah.
How was it? Talk to me about it.
It was awesome. Yeah. I mean, we went to the Netherlands, and it was just a great experience. You know what I mean? Like the tournament was pretty cool.
Was Bianco the coach?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I mean,
Coach Bianco.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Drew was there too.
Yeah, Drew was there. He's a bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
So
CG3 was there too.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Cliff.
Oh, Godwin's on the staff?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Great dude.
Great, intense, but great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Great
He recruited me to
Very
LSU.
intense, but great dude.
Yeah.
He was a great dude.
Yeah. Y'all had a pretty stacked team. A few of those guys that you played with that weren't on your team are now on your team.
Yeah.
How's that? How's that? Did y'all get to know each other a little bit? Did y'all have a conversation about what to expect? Did you do a little recruiting to get them to come here?
Yeah. I mean, I tried my best. We're there to do a job.
Right.
But
No doubt.
I would throw them in like little hints here and there. I was like, LSU is pretty sweet. So
I mean, look, it's one of the only colleges in the country that you're talking baseball on August 24th, 2 weeks before football season starts. You know what I mean? Like, you had what, media day a couple of days ago when y'all got to school, and press conferences. You have all these people asking questions, and like people have legitimate interest, right, in LSU baseball right now, and that's Just goes to,
And
goes to show you
that's
how.
with football being as big as it is here too. So that speaks to it too.
Yeah, Jay talked for 40 minutes the other day.
Yeah.
Of straight questions.
Listen. Monera used to talk for 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, we get Jay's meetings done. Like
Yeah, which meetings
day
are
one.
worse?
I would have to go with Coach Maneri.
Oh, dude. Listen, this man used to have to stand up because he was
happened
falling
like
asleep.
that.
in his
This wasn't at every meeting. It happened like once.
No, yeah, he made sure to throw
Yeah.
it out there. If you're sleeping, you go in the back. And
Yeah, you go
stand
stand up
I
in the
think that rule
back.
started with me, so we'll throw that in there
Thank
too.
All right, let's talk about some of the guys you played with, right? And Team USA, guys that came in, right? You have, or actually, let's rewind. Last year, obviously, I'm sure it wasn't the year that everybody had anticipated, right? Y'all came with a pretty loaded lineup. I think everybody going into the season knew that y'all were going to be a little light starting pitching and wanted someone to emerge. Bullpen was lights out. Starting pitching was kind of light, right?
Yeah.
Some good, some bad. Jay went in there and made it a point to say, I'm going to go bring all these guys in. I'm going to create a rotation that can be competitive with anybody.
Yeah.
One of those guys is Paul Skeens, right? He came in from Air Force. You played with him with Team USA. Another guy was a guy from Vandy that transferred in. And I think one of the guys that, and correct me if I'm wrong, one of the best arms on the team is Grant Taylor.
Oh, 100%.
He had an unbelievable summer in the
Lit it up
Cape.
in the summer.
Yeah, like,
as soon as I get on Twitter, all I see is Grant Taylor.
he's 95, 97,
Yeah.
punching tickets, feeling nice. How excited are you going into next year with the type of guys you have on the team and the type of guys you've added to the team?
Yeah, definitely. I'll never forget. I don't really remember much from the last game, but the only thing I remember was the look in Coach Jay's face. He all right, you guys messed up. I'm gonna go get my dudes, and he wasn't playing around at all in the portal, and he got as much guys as he could.
Got everybody.
He got some dudes.
Yeah.
So, and we did our best to kind of help him out too. Like you said, I kind of helped him out getting some guys, and then Gavin Dugas did really well, taking care of those guys on the official.
Right, yeah, because he was one of the only ones that was here, right?
Yeah.
And he's been here for, would be his 5th year?
Senior.
Yeah, 5th year senior. So
I
he's.
think it's a senior, 4th year.
Oh, is he a 4th year?
Yeah.
Damn, I did that to Drew too. I keep making people older than they are. COVID really messed me up.
Yeah.
But.
I think the only one that got away with it was Wittmeyer. I think he was actually the oldest.
The
one.
oldest, right?
And
Yeah.
then we were always bagging on Bianca. He's like, bro, I have another year. And they were like, oh, we didn't know that. I thought you were gonna be a doctor.
Yeah, it's gonna be your PhD.
Yeah.
His PhD in baseball. It's gonna be an interesting fall though, because you have a loaded roster, but you also have too many guys on the roster, right? And so, it's gonna be hard for Jay to navigate that. But I guess that's a problem that you would rather have than not have.
Yeah.
Going into next year, right? It's your draft year, right? Obviously, you were highly touted coming out of high school, right? Everybody knows that. Nobody expects you to come to campus. You set a number, and you said, if you don't touch it, just take me out. They didn't touch it. You came here, and I think that you've obviously made more than you would have at a high school, right? What went into that decision coming out of high school, and how happy are you with the decision that you made going into your junior year?
Yeah. It was a dream of mine, honestly, to come to school. I felt like it was an experience I wasn't gonna miss. They were gonna have to pay me a lot, honestly. But, I took my official here. All the guys took good care of me.
Who took you on your official visit?
Decab was my.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And his place at the time is my place now. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
kind of just traded.
I was gonna
spots.
ask, but I don't want to out. I'm not out.
Yeah. No.
I don't want people to knock on your door.
But again, my senior year, I didn't really have a great year. I had a really good sophomore and junior year, kind of put my name on the spot, and then I didn't do good at all my senior year.
Right.
So, it kind of helped me out a lot. But I wanted to go in the draft for my city, Lake Mary, and everybody there, and kind of be that guy in Lake Mary. But it was also a dream of mine to come to school. I didn't really have a favorite.
Yeah.
But when I saw LSU and saw that they were interested, I really wanted to come to school here. And
So you didn't grow up an LSU fan?
not at all.
But if you talk to your dad or your senior dad, you think you grew up LSU from birth, right? Like,
yeah, they call him the mayor around here.
he's the biggest LSU guy I know, which is awesome because that's kind of, listen, when we came here, we had a bunch of guys that came in our class that are from South Florida, New Jersey, Austin, not from Louisiana. But all of those guys live in Baton Rouge now, right? Like, Baton Rouge and LSU just kind of has that way of, like, sucking you in, just kind of adopting you. And I feel like your dad fits right into that, right? Like, he's awesome.
He gets after it. His energy is, like, unmatched. You know.
Well, you're kind of mellow.
Yeah, I kind of question like if they're my parents, like, you know, the mailman sneaked in or something.
Oh, he's gonna come back around in about a year. I can.
So obviously you inspire Lloyd because Lloyd had his haircut because of your haircut.
Oh, that's
you look a lot better.
But hey, he does. See, they always try to pit the bullets against each other, and that's
he looks a lot better than you do.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But you're trying to break
he
apart
fills the mullet out. He fills a body type fills the mullet out for him better than it does. No offense.
It's all the ass.
That's why you're there for
ass. I don't have the Dylan Cruz ass.
The stash is there, though.
The stash is there.
Thank you.
The stash is there.
See, they try to break apart the people that have mullets because they can't get in the club. Exactly. They don't know. No. If you know, you know. It's okay. You'll never be in.
Are you
How you gonna make him outside the club?
He can't even get in.
What are y'all's expectations? Is it Omaha or bust this year going into the season? I know it's hard to say that.
Nah, damn the expectations. Like, I mean, you said it. Like, you wanted to come to school.
Yeah.
Like, this was something you really wanted to do. I would imagine that this is the type of experience you wanted, right?
100%.
Like,
but
the guys you have coming in with, you know, how things were, like, what's that feeling like? Where I gotta imagine it's a little heightened for you guys now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, my ultimate goal is to win a national championship. Like, that's the reason I came to school. I wanted to experience this and win a national championship, and we fell short my freshman and sophomore year. And Jay's goal is to get my class to Omaha because every team that he's coached, he's gotten to them to Omaha. Like the class gotten them to Omaha at least once. So my class hasn't done it yet.
For a minute, for a while here, up until I think this past class at LSU, if you came to LSU and you stayed for 4 years, you made it to Omaha at least one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when Skip was here, it was if you stayed here for 4 years, you won a national
You won a natty.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously it got a little harder. Like the parity in college baseball has gotten better, and so that's a little harder to do now. But you know, up until this past year, and I think Jay took that to heart, right? Like Jay was like, "Man, we didn't do it," and I feel bad for these kids because they grinded, they've been here, they've been through a coaching change.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had like a consistent coaching staff, you know, my 3 years here. But, I mean, Coach Maneri, when he first got here, he didn't have a great first year.
He was here for that. They were
29, 26, and 1.
Yeah, so brutal. And then they weren't having a good second year either until they went on that 23-game winning streak, went to Omaha, finished that run, and the next year, his third year, is when he won it. Right now, I think Jay has more talent with him now, and with the portal, like. I mean, y'all have. I mean, y'all could have 5 first rounders.
Yeah.
On that team.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done.
And the amount of experience y'all brought in too makes it, you know, because it's one thing when you fill a team with a bunch of young kids who have to learn to play on this level, right? I mean, there's an adjustment period, but now you filled it with a bunch of guys a lot of guys that have come that are not just freshmen, and you're going to be able to mix in some freshmen. Man, it makes that lineup and that team that y'all are putting together fun to expect to see what you're going to get out of it.
100%. Yeah.
Do you have like your goals for yourself? Like, do you have personal goals, or is it more of like, hey, if we go to Omaha, everything else is going to take care of itself?
I mean, it's my 3rd year now. I got the one goal in my mind, and that's the national championship.
I love that.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, personal goals, like, you know, I'm just kind of trying to still be me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to change anything. Obviously, improve on every aspect of the game I can.
And that's my next question: is what do you think? Some things that you want to try to. So, for me, it's like I didn't play this year, but me and Jay were at the field all the time, working out, seeing all you guys, and then you played right field, which by the way, right field LSU is the worst.
Oh,
spot.
Tough.
Yeah,
It's the
I know.
toughest position on
People
the field.
don't
and
realize
people
it.
The sun, the wind, mound, like
Bench.
the bench is brutal. I mean, when that kid almost broke his leg this year against y'all, like it's brutal. And so
Crowd.
yeah, the crowd.
Left hand, right hand.
Yeah.
God damn, you're trying to play.
Well,
Oh,
your
that's-
home,
yeah.
your home crowd's
It's
not-
tough.
Your home crowd's not heckling you.
Dylan was the first one to go viral with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying the left hand, right hand for
Oh,
him. He's like,
yeah,
I understand
yeah.
we're playing a game
Yeah.
over here, but I'm also
All
playing a
game
game over
long.
here.
All
God,
game.
dog, what
No
else
doubt.
do you need? Just put a question
Do they
there.
still throw the baseball to the guys in the outfield?
Yeah.
Like the fans? Like the,
Well, my freshman year was the COVID year, so we couldn't do that at the beginning.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
God,
That was But what I was saying is, you got moved to center,
Florida
right?
man.
And like that was the question. It's like, can Dylan play center? Is he a center fielder? You know, he played great and right, but and I'm sitting there, I'm watching you track balls, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
he takes good routes. Like, listen, you don't have to be the fastest guy. I mean, you're fast. You're not slow by any means. But I'm saying, like, if you take good routes and you make good jumps on the ball, like, you can be a great. Jackie Bradley Jr. is not fast,
But he takes
but
insane
he takes
jumps.
insane jumps and has great routes, and he's
He
a
got
great center fielder.
Cannon too.
Yeah, absolutely, right. And so people are asking these questions. Like, I don't think that's the issue. Like, that's not the question that you should be asking, right? So I know, obviously, going into last year, that was one of the things that you were probably focused on. Like, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to prove that
Yeah.
I'm an elite center fielder. What else are some of the parts of the game that you wanted to improve on, get better on last year, and then moving into this year?
Definitely like pitch selection for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really working on dominating the middle part of the plate. So like, if you place like 7 baseballs across the plate, I'm trying to dominate like 2 through 6.
Yep. Love
And
that.
leave 1 through 7 out because that's like a pitcher's pitch.
Love that.
So, my goal this year is to just dominate 2 through 6, and whatever happens. But
Did you notice people pitching you differently as the season went on? Like,
yeah, definitely.
how did they attack you? How was there? This is the nerd part of it.
Yeah, 1 through 7.
Yeah.
1 to 7. I think that's what he's working on it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot harder. It's harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean they definitely like
Like they spin it to you. They
pitch me
start
backwards
off,
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like hard in, soft away.
Yeah.
So
Typical stuff.
yeah.
Him and I have
Sounds like a good
talked
weekend.
about. Yeah. Well, it's a credit to you because him and I have talked about. I mean, honestly, I would say it again. I think he's pretty much said the same thing. You probably have one of the most advanced college swings I've ever seen. For you, when things kind of get off the track a little bit, what's stuff that you do to get back right and get yourself back into the zone a little bit?
I would say just kind of like calm myself down. Coach Johnson and Coach Wanaka, they're so good. Like, I guess preparing you for these situations.
Right.
Like they'll break down. Like I've gone into Coach Johnson and Coach Wanaka's office all the time, and I just like have them break down these situations, and they've helped me out like tremendously throughout the whole last year, and it's just kind of taking it pitch by pitch. That's Coach Johnson's thing, is 1 pitch at a time.
Right.
Literally, he'll come out there and talk to you.
Yeah.
Just 1
Yeah.
pitch
How
at
does
a
that?
time.
How does that work? Do you like that? Look, he
Don't
knows.
get yourself in trouble, but tell
Listen,
the truth.
Jay knows that I'm not a fan of it because he'll come on the show and he'll make comments to me. He's like, I know you don't like this, but like, for me, especially as you progress, like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, when I get right before, like, let me just go. Like, I'm already mentally in the spot that I want. Unless you're telling me something specific, like, just let me go. How do you feel? Like, I'm sure he doesn't do that much to you.
No, he definitely doesn't do it to me. He hasn't done it to me, but
Oh.
I don't really like it, honestly, because like, it's hard, you going up there and you're so locked in, and then you call time and kind of break down the situations, and you got to go walk across the mound and talk about it. But it's cool, but it's different because Coach Johnson, he knows so much about the game, and he
Right.
breaks down these situations so well that it just like I don't know. It's just it's crazy how he does it.
It's like in junior high when your mom knocks on the door. You're like, I'm in the middle of something right now.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God.
I'm just saying. I'm in the flow.
If Jay's listening to this, he definitely just shook his head at you. He's like, oh,
I have to have him on hold the rope
He's
too.
like-
It's gonna
he's
be a
like,
totally
please put
different
loyal-
person.
He's gonna be like, who are you?
Yeah, he's
because
not
you can't
gonna-
talk. You can't talk. You lost your talking privilege on
I
this
never
show.
even gained him.
There's a lot of guys, right? There's a lot of moving parts next year. There's a lot of guys that you have to figure out where to put them, right? Like, you got Tommy Tanks from NC State, right? Is he going to play third base? Is he going to be first base? Is he going to be a DH? You have Gavin, who's middle infielder, plays outfield. You have Trey Morgan, who first base, obviously, but mentioned him playing the outfield. Like, How do you navigate that? And you may not know that answer. I know it's kind of a tough question, but like, do the guys in the guys in the locker room know, like, all right, like we all have the same common goal, or guys like, hey, I'm a first baseman. That's all I want to play.
Yeah, but what's good about this group that we got is they can move around anywhere. I mean, Gavin was an outfielder for 3 years. Now he's trying out for second base.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a good problem to have for sure. But yeah, like you can put Trey in the outfield. You know, you can put Tommy at first if you wanted to. You can put Paul Skeens at first if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people forget about that. Like he's a two-way guy. Like he's gonna play the position at some point too, outside of just pitching. But you're right. I mean, now the way baseball is now, like everybody, if you can play, there's some guys obviously that are gonna play outfield, and that's what you're gonna play, right? You're gonna play outfield. Yeah. We're not gonna put you at shortstop.
No,
listen.
I was actually gonna start at third base my freshman year.
Did you come in as an infielder?
No, I was an outfielder.
Have you ever played the infield?
When I was like 13. No, I'm not lying. I was gonna start at third at a week before.
Wait, when this idea got brought up to you, like what was? Did you
there
poker face it, or were you like, what?
Well, so like when I was 13, I was really good at like third base. So I was like, let's go. I'm all in on this. Yeah. And when I got over there, I was in a dark place.
How awkward is it to put your feet on the dirt for the first time?
Oh my gosh, it's so different. Like
it's scary.
I was like reconsidering life. Like I was like, is this sport really like
just for me?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Last year when I was in AAA with the White Sox, right? I was played outfield. I never have played the infield ever, right? So they say, I came up to them like, listen, I'm gonna start taking some ground balls at first base because, like, I'm banging. I feel really good. The more positions I can play, especially at this point in my career, the better. Like, all right, I look great at first. I'm picking balls. I look doing all this stuff. Hey, you're gonna start at first base against Durham, right? Durham has like 7 left-handed hitters in their lineup.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, was it a nightmare. I had holding on a guy picks off, I whiff it. Goes in the outfield, right? I have to bring it in, which nobody tells you how hard that is. Then I have a ball where I have to go get it. I realize it's not going to be me, so I have to get back to first base. Whoa. Can't find the bag. I'm all over the bag. The runner smokes me, right? So he doesn't touch the bag, so he's out. It was a nightmare. And I got to the point where I was leaving that inning, and their first baseman was on third base, and he was giving me lessons. Like, tell me what I should do at first. I'm like, this is embarrassing.
They said play first base. They said
it would be easy.
No, I felt so bad for Trey, like, because it's a different arm motion. So I would field it at the lowest setting. I had to make sure I fielded it first. But I was throwing it over the top, like just throwing it straight in the dirt, or I would throw it 30 feet over his head. And
he was exhausted.
He said,
how many looks did he give you? Like, come on, bro. Like, what you doing over there?
It's you. It's not me. Come on.
I want you to get some work too.
Hey, you got to be prepared for everything. Man. This is a practice. This is a practice for you. Football season's coming up, right? Did you play any other sports growing up? Did you just play? You played football?
Yeah,
you're a football guy.
I played football for like 7-8 years.
What position?
Linebacker and running back.
Well, I mean, with his legs, I'm sure. Obviously, that was the position. This is probably the most hyped LSU is. I say hyped. The most excitement behind the team since you've been at LSU, right? Like, I feel bad for y'all because y'all had COVID, and then you had the year after COVID, and then the year after that was brutal, and it just wasn't the normal tailgating. I think you're finally going to get to experience that. Like, does Jay allow y'all to go out there and do stuff? Like, I know he has practices sometimes, but I always like practicing Saturday morning, get it out the way, and the minute you're already parked, ready to go, and then now it's time to go out and have a good time.
Yeah. Coach Johnson, he's strictly like baseball. He'd much rather not have us not go out there. But it is what it is. Like,
battle you can't win.
We kind of just
good luck
it is. Like, we sometimes go out, but like, I mean, we go to the games for sure.
Right.
We go to all the games.
Yeah.
But we kind of just chill out at the house until game time.
So you don't go like tailgate or anything?
We do. We go to one of our buddies' tailgates.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do y'all have like the mentality or the atmosphere? I guess mentality is probably the right word. Mentality of the team, right? Like when we were there, and I hate going back to when but this is the only way I can relate, right? Like you had old guys, young guys, guys that didn't play, but everybody kind of was on the like same page, right? You had everybody was on the same common goal of, hey, we're gonna go to Omaha, we're gonna win, we're gonna do this. Like that's just kind of how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I feel like now y'all have kind of built. Now y'all brought a lot of new guys in, but I feel like y'all have had a good core group of guys that have been there for a few years. Plus y'all are bringing in some really high level freshmen. Do you feel that you have a good mix of older guys and younger guys, and everybody's kind of pulling in the same direction?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we obviously got a lot of new guys. It's crazy. When I first walked in the locker room, I'm not joking. Like every kid is like 6'3" or taller. Like every kid is a monster.
Yeah, I can tell.
And you know, it's my challenge this year for me is to kind of get out of my comfort zone and.
And what is that? What is your comfort
Third
zone?
base?
No, definitely not. No, like, because I'm a guy that kind of leads by example.
Yep.
And I'm not much of a. I don't really like
rah
around.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna try my best to kind of be more like talkative towards guys and kind of get guys going when when it's time to go. And you know, I feel like when I speak, people listen a lot of the times.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be my goal, and we'll see how it goes. But
good. I think that's a normal progression.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and it's finding a way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
you can stay true to yourself and still do it. Like, you don't have to be, the quote-unquote rah-rah guy, but you can speak up a little
like
more.
you have a lot of feel.
Yeah.
Like I can,
Exactly.
so like you can feel like, okay, I know when it's time to do something or when it's time not to say something. Like, when I say it, I know that it's going to carry the weight, right? That's just the progression of like, hey, I was a freshman. I'm going to go and do my thing. I'm going to lead by example. I know how good I am. I'm a freshman though, so I'm going to like bide my time. Last year, okay, a little bit more of a role. Junior, now you're the guy, right? Like you've always been the guy, but like now you're the guy, right?
You've been there. Your stripes, kind of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel like I've done that, so.
Well, your dad's had his stripes since day one, so he
came in.
He might be able to give you a little work on it too.
Hey, he was ways to lead.
I met his dad before I met him, and I was like, damn, this guy is awesome. He's one of my favorite people I've met. I was like, damn, Dylan's half as cool as him. This is gonna be great. He's gonna fit in perfectly at LSU.
Yeah, they're text buddies now. Every what was it, World?
He was giving me the updates when y'all were out in overseas.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
The
Got a
Netherlands.
little foggy over there, it felt like.
Yeah, we actually had the benches clear over there.
I know. We saw that. What happened?
Yeah. So it was so funny. So like, I just came in.
I love a good benches clear, bro.
I was so funny. I came in. I just scored, I think. So my jersey's just undone. So I'm over there, kind of regathering myself, kind of tucking my jersey in, and all of a sudden I see the shortstop and third baseman chirping at our guy on second, and they thought that he was stealing the signs from the catcher. And it's funny because they didn't speak a lick of English the whole entire time.
I was like, wait, nobody understood what was going on.
And as soon as they thought he was stealing the signs, they all spoke perfectly good English. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Man.
So
trying to trick you.
I'm in the dugout trying to tuck in my jersey, and all of a sudden I see everybody running towards the guy on second, and I get out of the dugout, and my pants are falling down, and I'm sprinting. My pants are like halfway down my legs, and I'm sprinting out trying to. And I ended up in the middle of it, and it was just
no pants.
No pants. That's how we do it in America, baby.
No wonder why they didn't put this on TV.
I love a good benches clearing, a little scuffle, scuffle. It's not a very. Usually you don't ever get into like the actual brawl. I've been a couple, but like usually it's about a lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of like hold me back kind of thing. But it always gets the juices flowing, especially when like you don't really
wear your pants,
or you don't really know everyone as well, right? Like y'all are all just first times y'all are playing with it. Most of the guys, like that one incident can be like, damn, okay, this is like. You learn a lot about a guy one way or the other. Like, hey, this guy I can count on, this guy I can't count on.
Dylan likes to fight naked.
No, the oldest guy we played against was 43 years old.
For who?
From Cuba?
From
why you gotta be Cuba?
It was either Cuba or Curacao. It was one
because Cuba guys, let them leave. They all stay there.
Yeah, they were all like ex-big leaguers, and they were all like 35 years old.
That's
and
crazy.
so when you get over there, they're a lot bigger than you think they are.
That's a lot.
They're grown men.
No doubt.
Good to hear Danny Almonte still out there slinging it.
Danny Almonte. Wow. Where is that guy?
Apparently playing baseball still.
Probably. What are you looking forward to? I say looking forward to. Like, obviously next year is more than likely going to be your last year at LSU, right? You're going to take the next step in your career. You're going to go to spring training. You're going to get drafted, hopefully 1 overall, which is probably the goal of you, which is the goal of me for you. Like, that's what I want to see that happen. What are you looking forward to in the next steps? I know I don't want to like put the cart before the horse and all that kind of things, but that's I'm sure that's crossed your mind. At some point you want to prepare for it, and then put it in the back of your mind and say, okay, I got to focus on the job that I have right now.
The Atlanta Braves.
He's wearing the hat for the Cubbies.
So you want them to stink? Because I'm pretty sure no
I'll
one's
take
gonna
I'll take one stinky.
When you
year.
do, answer the question first. I have a follow up after that.
Well, I've been in this situation before,
right.
My senior year, so I know what to expect now, and I know what I got to do to fulfill my dream. You know what I mean? So, like, what got me out of me in my senior year was kind of trying to do too much. That's for a lot of guys, for a lot of ball players. So, I'm just gonna stick to doing me. Play the game.
I can promise you this: if you just do you. That's plenty good enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's not many better than you, if any, in the game of baseball coming up, the amateur part. And if you just focus on that, like, that's it. Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle?
My dad tell you about that?
I heard you've had this turtle since you were 2.
Oh, yeah. I've had that turtle. We got it at a fair. He was the size of a quarter. And
how big is it now?
We thought he wasn't going to last a week, and he's like this big now.
He's just chilling. You can't get rid of him.
No.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Crush.
Oh, Finding Nemo.
From Nemo, yeah.
I like that.
Dude.
There we go.
Wait, so where's the turtle right now?
Back in my house.
That's so great.
But Florida didn't bring it. He
No.
didn't make the trip.
I've had that chinchilla, though, since I was like 12.
Great pet owner.
We just like
Third base.
You're a great pet owner.
Third base Dylan had the chinchilla. That's what it was.
That's it. When Dylan was playing third base, he was balling out third base. The chinchilla was his pet.
Yeah. No.
Wait, are you nervous about this turtle? I was telling Mikey before the show, there's literally a turtle that just turned 188 years old in human years. So you might not. Crush might be
He
fucking
might outlive me.
hanging for a minute.
Crush is around for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Don't give the second part of that story about the turtle.
Oh, no.
And its sexual preferences.
Hey, love is love.
Well,
love is love.
That would be
There
right
you
on
go.
cue with Lloyd. So
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey.
Or me, but
No doubt.
unbelievable.
Do y'all still have the the athlete section of the football games?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we do.
We used to piss a lot of people off at that.
Oh, yeah.
What
You
about the
the whole
athlete
line?
section of first day of school? Is that a thing too? Or?
Okay, yeah. Let's go that.
yeah, we were talking about this the other day, but nobody could hear it.
So we talked about this. So
I made that up. I don't know if that's a thing.
I talked about how
Oh, it's
much
real.
fun and how I looked forward to the first day of school coming back.
He
right?
said, "Oh, it's real." Go, no,
And so we were talking about the first day of class, like when class starts again, it's the best day of the year because everybody's in class. That's your scouting report. Like, you have the ability to scour and search and
See the
look
field,
and see
you know?
who shows up because honestly, majority of those people probably aren't going to be in the class every
Search
day.
bar
and-
popping.
Yeah, right. And so they were like, "Well, y'all's experience is way different than our experience." And then I went into the conversation of you can always pick out the freshman baseball players because they're all decked out in the new gear, right? And now I'm sure y'all's gear now is outrageous. The ones we got weren't as good, but
Rydell.
Our
Right.
pitching manager, he played in the big leagues for the Dodgers. He was a pitcher. Picked out all of our gear this year. So he's a younger guy, and we got our stuff this year is sick.
it's fire.
Yeah.
Do you experience the same the first day of school class that we experienced, or is it you don't really look forward to it as much?
You just gotta be careful what he said.
No, I'm not saying anything bad. There's nothing bad.
Do you like the first day of school?
I enjoy going to the first day of class. I enjoy walking campus and seeing everybody.
Mike the Tiger's out
Like
there.
to know everybody's back in town, little buzz
Yeah.
on campus. Football's
See how their summer was, and
The new prospect.
What do you think we're talking about? Jesus.
yeah, I mean that's them two.
Unbelievable,
These guys.
Lord.
Immature guys.
I'm not a big first day of class guy, so it couldn't be
Me
me.
either. Mine started at 7:30 this year. So.
Not making
Well, you're
it.
taking thermodynamics.
Yeah,
that's
well,
why.
that's what happens when you
That's
take
not. That
that.
wasn't on my.
That's
That
what
wasn't
you get
on
I
for
didn't,
trying,
that wasn't
dude.
nowhere near my curriculum. I
That
was
wasn't
like,
on my
what
class
is that?
schedule. What y'all's fall schedule look like right now? Like, when do y'all start ramping up? I'm sure y'all have been starting doing some stuff, right?
Yeah, we just started Tuesday was our first workout. Had meetings on Monday and then worked out Tuesday and then worked out today.
Do y'all have when's y'all's first full team practice?
They gotta split it into two.
Well,
Yeah,
they got so many guys.
We do. We got a lot of guys.
And that's a tough
Varsity
that's a
and
tough
JV.
spot for Jay to be in right now.
Yeah,
You know,
for
but
sure.
it's the reality.
That's where you
of-
wanna be,
It's
though.
the reality of the
We
situation.
really don't know though, because it's been raining like every single day.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's been like that all summer.
You
Yeah.
mentioned
All summer.
you mentioned walking into the locker room. Obviously, a bunch of new faces. Would you walk in where you like? I don't know the first 5 people I've walked into. today.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's a lot of new faces on this team. A lot of new guys.
Which one of these new guys that's come in that's, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but seem like their act and the way they carry themselves seems like they've been here for 3-4 years already.
Really?
Like, who's comfortable already?
None of
In a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I wouldn't say anybody's like really comfortable. You know, there's always some guys that are like got a little bit of, you know, edge to them.
Yeah.
But when the time comes, they'll get it straightened out
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
doubt.
You know, and that's all, you know, us before them for sure, you know.
Yeah,
So,
that's the leadership role. That's the older guys stepping in and say, hey, this is how things are done over here, right? Like this is what we're trying to do. Get on board or not, and if you're not, then nobody's really gonna like you much.
Right, because that's the risk you take with bringing in a bunch of guys from the portal. You don't really get to establish like freshman, sophomore, junior year together. You're bringing these guys in like probably 80-90% based off what they do on the field. You don't know how that locker room's going to be able to get together. So I can see why you might have to change your leadership approach a little bit because you're like, shit, these people, they know who I am. Like I know everybody in this room knows who I am. So I might have to take accountability and say more as opposed to being able to like look around and look, they know what to do, what not to do. Now you kind of have to like, this is the LSU standard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's been good so far. You know, we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Well, I think a
when-
lot of these guys transferred in with the same goal of like, hey, I want to go there and win a championship, right?
Well,
So
and
I
the
think that's-
competition is through the
Right,
roof.
right.
100%. Yeah.
No doubt.
We'll see what happens though when it gets going bad. You know what I mean? Because right now we just started.
Yeah, it's easy when it's
You
easy
know.
right now.
But it's always good though to have those guys that kind of have that little edge to them. Sometimes, you know, it's not overboard, but like that little edge, you know, because you need that guy who's going to
No
go on the
doubt.
mound,
Oh,
you know,
for
put his
sure.
hat down and just like come at me like.
You want a guy that everybody else on the other team hates,
Exactly.
right? Because you need that. Like you have, and then you get that energy from him, and kind of feeds off that.
Yeah, and Coach Wes Johnson from the Twins.
Awesome.
He's programming that into all of our pitchers, and they're all going to be like that.
Love it.
Love that. That's probably the best thing you said.
That might have been your biggest sign this offseason period.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse from a hitter standpoint is to have a guy on the mound who has that mentality and is like, fuck you, bro. Like I am going to come at you, and I don't care how good you think you are. I'm gonna come at you and like.
You just know it too. Like as a hitter, it's just uncomfortable when that guy's on the mound. It doesn't matter who he is. It doesn't matter if he's 88 or 98. And when he just literally just keeps pounding the zone, like
He knows
feels
if he
like
does
he's
well,
coming
he's gonna
at
do
you
it.
all the time,
Exactly.
and it's like, all right, bro, like this, he's like legit attacking me.
And then vice versa, when you have the pitcher on the mound who may be really talented but doesn't really have that mentality, you're like, damn, I got
You can
this
feel
guy.
it. You can
like
smell
I
it
know
out
this
of him.
guy
Yeah,
has no
100%.
shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to keep you too long. I
No,
appreciate
thank
you
you.
coming in. This has been awesome. A couple more questions. I don't know if you have any more questions. If you have any more.
Well, I think fall ball starts on October 2nd officially.
Okay. Officially. The first scrimmage, I'm assuming, is October 2nd?
No, it's like the first
Oh.
fall practice. The
got you.
scrimmages are Sunday, November 6th and the 15th,
Yeah.
and then the Purple and Gold series is the 18th through the 20th of November.
We talked a lot about your dad, obviously joking, but you know how good of a guy he is. How much has he helped you on and off the field, especially making the transition from Florida to LSU and kind of doing stuff on your own, and then obviously in the transition moving forward out of here?
Yeah, I probably look up to him the most, honestly, because he's such a people person. You know, everybody just loves him, and it's crazy because he actually knows my swing better than anybody. That's probably how it is for like your father knows a lot about your swing more than a lot of guys. So
Right, no doubt.
he helps me out a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, anything I need, I go to him. He's handling pretty much all my NIL stuff.
That's awesome.
He has to go through him and then my advisor, my agent. And
Yeah.
so
Takes a little cut off the top.
yeah, exactly. Gotta pay
Okay,
him
I
back.
lied. One more question.
We should get his dad on.
So we talked
Yeah.
about we should.
Funny
We
you
should
say
get him.
that. No.
He's probably listening right
Yeah,
now.
no doubt. We talked about your swing. We talked about how advanced we think your swing is, and how much I like your swing, and how consistent it is. Right. Whenever your swing starts to feel off, right? Everybody has got a different mechanism, right? Like Mike Trout goes plays golf.
Yeah.
He said when he feels bad, he goes and swings and plays golf because his golf swing is able to get his swing back, whether it's tempo, whatever it is, right? I've had a couple guys that do that. I had other guys that don't want to pick up a bat for a whole day.
Yeah.
What are some of what do you do when you feel like your swing's starting to get a little bit off kilter? What do you do to fix it and stop it before it gets, you put yourself in bad habits?
Yeah, I mean, I just go back to the basics, really.
Yeah.
Or I go into Coach Johnson's office. Like, I've done that many times. And just kind of had him break down my swing. And Coach Johnson, Coach Wanako, they've both helped me out many times. But like I said, I just go back to the basics and, just go off the tee, really.
Yeah.
Just kind of feel the swing again. There's a lot of times where I just don't even want to do anything. I just go home and watch SpongeBob all day.
You're a SpongeBob guy.
Oh, huge.
SpongeBob guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge. I got cleats. I'm gonna break out.
Who else was a SpongeBob guy?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Oh,
Wow,
really?
that makes sense.
Great. I gotta start watching SpongeBob.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
geez,
gotta
maybe
start
that's the
watching
secret right there.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to start watching SpongeBob.
That's it.
He wore SpongeBob socks to the Heisman Trophy.
Oh, really?
In 19.
That's sweet. Yeah, I'm thinking my opening day cleats are gonna be the SpongeBob ones.
Oh, that's sick.
They're sweet.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Get them custom by that guy that did the.
Get like Mike or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did one of my cleats, the cruise missile cleats.
Yeah.
And then Stadium Kicks to do my other ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
That's sick. That's sick.
Got mine at the old Dick's.
We used to not be able to have cool cleats here.
Yeah.
They made that change, I think, when Kramer and those guys got here, Bregman. Maneri was very, can't have.
Business.
Yeah, it was
No
weird.
facial
but then
hair.
he won the World Series, and we started loosening him up a little bit. And then Bregman and them got here, and then they changed that. But it's been good. I'm glad y'all get to do that because that's the way the game's going. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a little more energetic.
A little more personality.
A little bit more. Show a lot more. I think that's good for the game of baseball in general. I think that's how you market baseball is allow y'all to show y'all's personality more instead of being like, oh, this is old school
100%.
tradition. Like, no, of course, that's going to be in the game. But, like,
Yeah. I wish I was like in the MLB where they had their own custom bats. And
no doubt.
like the
blacking
Players
out
League,
games.
like the custom bats. And
They really do need to, like, just kind of let that thing go.
Yeah,
Stop the blackout.
they're trying to get there. It's just
yeah.
they're being stubborn.
Yeah, I get it, though.
Yeah.
I get it.
But they've leaned up a lot, and I think that the mentality of baseball has changed, which has been good for the better. Dude, I appreciate this, man. I really do. We've been trying to get you on. We'll get you on again once it gets closer to baseball season, or whenever you want to come on. We'll just shoot the shit.
Yeah,
hang out.
thank you. Because when season comes, I really don't
I know.
wanna
Look,
do
I was the same way.
Yeah. He's like,
Season
nah,
comes,
good.
I don't want to. Like, listen, I'm playing baseball. I don't want to do anything. So I get that. We'll get you on before the season starts.
All right,
How about that?
sounds good.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take like a minute break.
Down the camera in the middle of the thing. Had to audible.
Oh, the camera went down.
Yeah, that's why you're over here.
I know. See, that's okay.
Yeah,
we
hey,
got other
no,
cameras.
hey.
Look at him.
Oh, and
I
two.
know,
I had to
we're just
adjust
doing
a
it
little
right
bit.
now.
That's how I was just trying to work a walk over
You're really
here.
pulling out my triceps there. That's nice.
You're
That's
welcome.
good. That's
There
good.
you
All
45.
right, we're gonna take a minute break.
Went
Reset
today.
at 45. You're watching Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become a life of the party. You're welcome. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot.
go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats.
Field, which is fine. Maybe he just did it to shake it up. They're fine. Like, I'm not worried about that. But what he did do is he allowed Josh Pearson, who's a freshman, he gave him a couple starts, and he took advantage. He had 2 homers on Sunday. He had some big hits on Saturday. And we have 2 young guys in Stevenson and Pearson who I think are going to be very, very, very good in the outfield. And now they're starting to kind of force their way into the lineup. And Pearson obviously doesn't seem like he's going to be taken out of the lineup anytime soon based off of what they did. What happened? There's some background noise going on.
Something happened.
There's some background. Okay. Welcome back to Mik'd. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Man, it's a great interview. Great interview. It was a fun interview. Look, I'm not saying anything about anything other than it's gonna be hard to get him loosened up like we got him loosened up.
He's as unbothered as they come, man.
I mean, he's in a mission. He's on a mission, I think, and I think it's going to be. I think not going out of high school for him was a good thing for him, in the sense of like understanding how to handle that, you know, because there's a lot. Listen, people don't want to believe it and they think it's easy to just like put that on the back burner and focus. That's a hard thing to do, man, because that's your life. It's life-changing stuff, and I think he finally realized how to handle it. He got to LSU, and then had to go through a little bit of adversity, and
I think he realized how to handle it. And it also lit the fire under him too to, come here and in a way be complacent, but to go out there and prove himself every day.
No doubt.
Right? And now he's put himself in a spot to where everyone knows exactly who he is and exactly where he should go, and I still think the fire's lit. Like, I still think it hasn't changed in one bit.
Listen, he'll be in the big leagues in 2 years after he's drafted. That's how advanced he is and how good he is as a hitter.
We've said it a million times, dude. Like, it's one of the most advanced swings I've ever seen at that age.
He's a good dude. Like, he's down to earth.
Crazy how relaxed he is.
Yeah, he's just he's awesome.
He knows exactly who he is and where he is in life.
It's a product of his dad too.
Yeah.
Like his dad, his dad's awesome. His dad's, raised him well. Him and his dad and his mom have raised him well. And
the milkman.
And I think I like the best thing I heard from him was I like that he realized, okay, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a different type of leadership role this year. To get to where we need to go, like I need to go out and maybe be a little bit more vocal when I need to.
Showing me that he's still growing,
Right.
And in a sense of like, hey, I know where I came in at. I knew my role as a freshman. I knew my role as a sophomore. I'm getting older. I'm one of the older statesmen here. Now there's a different role I need to take on to take this team to a different level.
Yep.
And he understands that too. And the fall hasn't even really started yet for him.
Yeah.
He's in a great spot.
I mean, I don't want to put numbers on him. He's got a chance to push 30 this year, I think. You gotta have to pitch to him.
Yeah, the lineup is. You're right. The lineup is stacked.
I mean, last year, if he goes to the postseason, last year he hits 25, I think. If he finishes throughout, I think he did 20.
23, I
22
think.
or 23 last year.
Was it Nolan Kane that came on? Who came on and said he's going to hit?
Drew.
Yeah.
He said he was going to hit 25.
And he was right on the number.
He was close. If they made the run to the World Series I mean, 30. I know 30 is a ball. 25. Let's put out 20. 30 is a big number.
30 is a big number. They make it to Omaha, and I'm literally just saying if they just get to Omaha, I could easily see him hitting the 25.
Yeah.
That's the goal, huh? I mean, there's no other. They all have to accept the
He'll be the national player of the year.
And he said it perfectly too with the guys that's around him. If they stay healthy, like we thought there was no breaks last year. There is no breaks in that lineup. And that's going to be a very, very, very tough lineup to try to navigate through 3 times through a game.
Not only offensively, but the pitching, the way that they like just I don't even want to say reloaded, like the way that they manufactured bullpen found. It feels like they have a Friday and Saturday night guy they both got from the portal.
Sunday guy.
And that's the thing too. So like if that pitching staff plays even better and they start seeing not the back end of the bullpen on Friday night and Saturday night, and they start seeing the guys they're trying to save to get to the win on the next day, and we blew it again, try to get to a win on Sunday, man, these numbers could get really crazy. You know, 'cause like if you're not seeing that bridge guy, closer guy on Friday and then seeing him again on Sunday, you just maybe see him one day at the end of it. Yep. Man, things could get those numbers can get crazy, especially with what they have in that lineup.
Did y'all ever feel any sort of expectation close to this in terms of team goal? Like, did you know it going into?
I'll tell you straight up. I'll tell you straight up right now, bro. In 2008, we were all like spring chickens, bro. Like we didn't realize like how good we were, and then the run happened. Through the run, guys kind of realized it. Mikie came in. They all came in as a freshman the next year, but I can tell you right now, if there was 35 guys on the roster, it'd be hard to tell me there wasn't 30-plus guys that literally like felt to the core of them that if we don't win a national championship this year, it is a utter failure. Like it's kind of disgraceful that we didn't win with what we have.
Day one, we walked in saying we're winning a national championship. There was no doubt in our mind. I know a lot of people say that, but like,
and it wasn't even like it wasn't it wasn't even like, oh, let's go do it. It was like, no, like this is expected, and I'm not talking about in the daily reveille. Like we expect this. Like this is what has to happen because that's how good we are. So what else are we doing here if we don't do that?
And it was great because as a freshman, you didn't have to go out there and put the pressure to start right away, right? Like you had time to develop. Some guys were, like Hanover was the first one to play. You had time to develop. It took me a little bit to get comfortable and develop, but they didn't need me to jump in there. That's how it's going to be with these freshmen. They don't need them to jump in right away and play and be in the lineup. So it's going to be fun. Listen, I'm hoping that what he told me about, we don't, Jay wouldn't like to have us go out there. I'm hoping that was him just being a little coach speak because
they may just do it all at the house.
Yeah, well, they're in a position right now with the hype and the guys they have on this team. Like they are known around campus. They have the expectations. They know who they are. Like that's a fun place to be walking around campus tailgating.
And let's be honest too. Like we're talking about 2 years. About to be 3 years post COVID, right? Like.
Yeah.
Tell the truth about it. Things still haven't been like back to normal.
Right. This will be the first normal.
So like that's part of it too.
So I'm happy. I'm excited for them. Looking forward to them. I'm excited they get to experience football season this year, like actual real football season, because that was the best.
Well, yeah, and I brought that up because it feels like every person we've asked, either from the staff on to any transfer player that we've brought in to like come on the show, has been. They're not running away from the expectations of a national championship. So it's
they can't. They can't because
they came here for that.
They came here for that, but they literally can't this year because of how this thing was constructed. Like we've asked that to a couple of them, but like they need to understand like the target's on y'all.
Yeah, right.
Y'all didn't even go to Omaha last year, and literally the national target is on y'all this year.
I think it's bigger on Tennessee or LSU.
LSU.
I think it's bigger on LSU this year. I'm not even gonna bullshit.
It was bigger on Tennessee.
Well, like we watched Tennessee 2 years in a row win 50 and not get to Omaha.
It's bigger on LSU this year.
Yeah. We know what this place is and the history of it and what you just brought in. It's bigger. It just is.
It's be fun. I'm glad we got a little bit.
I mean, if you don't have a chance to play for a natty or don't think you have a chance to line up and do it, then why even show up?
No doubt.
Yeah.
We got a little baseball juice brought back in football season.
I bet he was a fucking menace on the football field.
Yeah,
those legs.
I mean, when I asked the question, I already knew the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, you played linebacker and you played running back. Like that was my first one. Was okay. Maybe he didn't want to play defense because he was such a good baseball player. Like, hey, you play running back. I don't know.
Put me in the middle.
And running back. Right.
I bet he cracked heads and didn't say a word.
I bet he wasn't afraid to put his nose in there.
No doubt. No doubt. Speaking of,
that's probably why Jay likes him.
No doubt.
Jay was running back.
Johnson. Yeah, I think Jay's running back game was a little different than his.
Probably so.
More of a scat back.
I don't know.
A lot of misdirection going on.
yeah. Speaking of running backs. John Emery's out for the first 2 games of the season. I know that it's been a couple days old. We didn't have our Monday show, so we're going to hit on that. Listen, I want to make sure I say this because he's getting some unfair blowback. He has done everything he needed to do to put himself back on the field. He has a 3.8 GPA. He's gone to class. He's done everything he needed to, everything that the coaching staff has asked him to do. This is the NCAA's bullshit that's keeping him out. They said that a full season in college football is 15 games. There's only two teams in the entire country that actually play 15 games in a season. Those are the two guys that make the national championship game. So that's bullshit. That 15, you should go.
And that's only been going on since the playoffs started.
Right. Like
that was even
13 games is a regular season.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate for him. He'll be back in game 3. All these people saying he lost his job or he didn't do what he said to do, that's horseshit.
I think it's okay to say now, knowing for a while like we did and seeing everything that happened on the internet is just peak of like, thank God you people exist on the internet. It's like you don't know anything, and except I'm gonna start all of this fodder on the internet and be like, well I heard, you and your shit, because none of it was true, none of it was right, and then it's just like, okay, well y'all run with this story, and that's what like. If you're John Emery, who's probably already in like a terrible place in terms of like, bro, I did everything I have to do. My GPA is over 3, and you're going to come back, circle back around on me, hit me with 2 games. First game's Florida State, my senior year. Like, this is tanking my potential in the NFL. You're tanking my future for something that's so arbitrary about a number that doesn't even exist outside of 2 teams, like you said. Like, it's impossible to get to 15 games unless you win a national or play in a national championship. For the NCAA to be that's the standard of how many games you can miss.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. Like the only reason it makes me upset is because now he's gonna have to answer all these questions again on draft day. Like if he has the season he's expected to, he'll have to be able. And they're like, "Oh, John Emery, I heard you don't go to class. I heard you don't."
Well, here's the deal.
Why did it happen again?
Here's the deal. I think that they'll know. Like I don't think they're gonna say why it happened again because I think they'll understand. Okay, this is.
But it felt like it was,
no doubt,
put to bed.
But like the scouts and the guys that are going to be doing these interviews and the executives, like they're going to they're not going to be the internet warriors, right? Like they're going to know that they're going to do their due diligence and they're going to do their research and ask.
Yeah, I understand that part. I'm saying it just brought the subject up again whenever it was done. Like he did what he had to do. He did his time. Like let the man go play football. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
He's not here to graduate whatever the hell he's majoring in.
Right.
Like he's here to play.
He's here to graduate a champion. Okay?
Yeah, now he is.
No.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Speaking of the internet, speaking of graduating,
you heard him in the conversation.
You saw me listening. I listened with my eyes, not with my ears.
Yeah, that's what he's here for.
I want to give you props. You made the picture.
Yeah, I was in there.
You made the LSU football post. Did you see that?
I was in there.
Yeah, he was in there. You were blocked out by Guy eating fried fish.
Oh.
So they took a picture and they said LSU football.
I got Nolan Kane.
You got Nolan Kane. Exactly. LSU posted a picture of the whole like the
I saw it. I just didn't even look. I didn't even like
so
zoom into
it said
I figured we were like on the other side.
Welcome back all the former players, whatever. And then you go through, and you go through the second. I think it's the second slide.
What does not
and
belong?
Lloyd is just sitting here like this, looking, and then
Lloyd was drooling
just right there. I'm like, damn, this man
in there.
This man made it.
But I was sitting like this, and I was staring right at him because I was like, Brian Kelly, if you stare at somebody long enough when they're speaking,
they're gonna look at you.
They're gonna look at you, and I just wanted that moment to catch his eyes. So like I said, I was we locked eyes twice, and I bet he's like, who is that? Like, what kind of program was Les Miles
I'm surprised he didn't like fumble over his words like.
Oh shit!
You there's no way you play.
Can we check him? Did he slide in here?
Pass?
Speaking of
he was
the
gonna ask me if
internet,
I had any eligibility. Get me out there.
The internet warriors. This Brian Driscoll guy is an internet warrior right now.
Oh my god, head of the pack.
Listen to me. The closer the season gets, the more you start feeling like the fandoms come out and all of like the purple and gold, not us purple and gold, but like team colored glasses are coming out, and like you start hearing a little bitterness towards one way or the other. Listen to me. This guy gets on your show, your favorite show.
Yeah, our favorite show.
Yeah, your favorite show.
Avid watchers.
Is it Crane and Company?
Crane and Co.
Crane and Co. Right?
Same thing.
And and they're asking him.
Technically.
They asked this Brian Driscoll guy. Now listen, Brian Driscoll has covered Notre Dame for a really long time. I'm sure he's put out some.
Has he?
I think that's what the internet said.
Oh yeah, then it's
That's
right.
what the Twitter people said.
I don't know. His brand looked like he had just come out the closet.
And maybe not. Look,
like a
we'll,
Notre Dame
we'll let
shop.
our internet
Way to say
master
that.
give a little.
He was really taking that Notre Dame brand strong and just copywriting it. Essentially, he's probably gonna get a phone call.
Whatever it was, he's out there and he's talking about basically bad mouthing Brian Kelly, talking about how he wasn't that good of a coach and how he held Notre Dame back and how he couldn't win the big game, he could prepare for the big game, and then it had nothing to do.
And then said he won't win one here.
And so he won't win one here, and then so Jack.
He caps it off with the. Actually, personally, I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, okay.
I'm glad he's gone, right? Because
I want him out in 2020.
I wonder if they'll say the same thing when they lose by 28 points to Ohio State.
he's made the playoffs and national championship game there, and he says that Notre Dame is not because lack of talent, it was because lack of preparation by our head coach.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And so he said, go look at the draft classes.
Okay.
I think that's a contradictory statement, don't you think?
That seems like they have talent.
I go look at the draft classes. Sure, you've had some guys get drafted, of course. You're telling me that he's going to come here and we had a team that was 6-7 and 10 guys got drafted last year.
Second best in the country behind the national champs.
So you're telling me he's coming to a team that doesn't have as much talent? Yeah, like with a receiver at quarterback.
And he got drafted.
He just got drafted. Actually,
I'll just say this. Can I just say this? I always hate the draft class argument, or not even class argument. Just when you talk about like when you sit here and say like, I'll just go like this route. If I sit here and say, man, Michigan was so good they didn't prepare well. I mean, look how good the players were. They had the number 2 overall pick. Yeah, they did, but that doesn't mean that they had the number 2 overall pick at each position. Like, it drops off severely when you don't have that top guy. It's not saying that there isn't guys there. There is. We all know that, right? But
there's guys everywhere.
But from top to bottom,
right?
The proof is in the pudding, dude.
There's no comparison.
It's here in this conference.
There's no comparison.
There's no comparison. Like, we can just get off of that right now.
So they are. You can really tell when a guy starts to get defensive and starts getting
put in a pretzel.
When he starts
in a blender,
calling people names, right, or calling a whole state names. Then you know, like, okay, now you're taking your credibility and you're flushing it down the toilet because you're now no longer using facts and logical arguments. You resort to name calling.
You're rattled on Twitter.
Which is like, okay, dude, like you just got upset because people are making points and you're not giving any credibility to your points. And now you're just going to – what did he call us? What do you call Louisiana people?
Let me find it. That wasn't like the original guy that said it.
Oh,
This was his burner account that was – arguing with our entire fan
That's
base.
right.
No,
That's right.
But what he said, good Lord, LSU fans are dense. This is about Brian Kelly and his personality and his background. And so he was.
But the thing is,
he was. Yeah, the other guy compounded that and said something about like swamp sewage.
Yeah, we called it swamp
whatever.
sewage.
I mean,
like, whatever. Like,
whatever.
Dude, that's just.
It's better than having fake girlfriends.
Oh.
Well, here and look, I have no issues with Notre Dame. I really don't. Like. I grew up, like some people hated Notre Dame. I grew up not having any problems with Notre Dame. Like, I enjoyed watching Notre Dame. I thought they were good growing up. Like, I had no issues with them.
Carlisle Holiday, right on the triple option.
I mean, they, Jeff Samardzija was there. Like all those guys, like, I had no issues ever watching Notre Dame, rooting for Notre Dame. But to go out there and this is coming from fans who think that Notre Dame is put on this like pedestal and they're mad because their guy who has been their coach for that long, whether they liked him a lot or not. Listen, if you stay along, except for Nick Saban, he's the anomaly. But if you stay in the place long enough, people are not going to like you. That's just the reality of it. You're there for a while, people get tired of it, they start seeing it, they want to pick and choose some of these little flaws, like whatever, no matter how successful you are outside of Saban. You know, I guarantee some people, maybe not, but some people probably have some things bad.
They have something to say. They just don't want him to go because no one else has done what he's done.
Yeah, check the Alabama Roll Tide message boards after he drops one game.
Right.
And they're like, I mean, he's too old.
That's just the way it is, right? Well, so they're upset because their coach left the premier school almost like put our chest out kind of snooty. We're the best school out here. We're not in a conference. We're independent. We can do what we want. He's going to leave there and verbally say, on record, I felt like I had a better chance to win a national championship coming to LSU. I never didn't think that I could do it at Notre Dame. So now all these guys are upset that their guy left, and so now they're going to take the chance to go out there and say what they want about, which is fine. Like, you can do what
This
you
is
want.
what
it's
happens.
It's just a baby. It's just a
It's
baby
what
way to
happens
go
when
about
you
things.
get broken up with versus doing the breakup. Notre Dame fans got broken up with.
Listen, we did the same thing with Saban. I will say that.
Absolutely.
I didn't.
Oh.
I had no issue with it. Listen, this guy went to the NFL. It was very unfortunate that we had another coach here before. I wish the coach we got did not do well when he got here, so we could have fired him and after a year and brought Saban back. But Saban left to go to the NFL. Now, it was maybe a little bit of a I'm not going, but I am going thing, and that's why people didn't like. But he didn't leave college
Par
team.
for the course.
Right, right, of course.
That's the playbook.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, you can't. What are you going to say? I'm leaving,
they-
you can't do that.
They all stick it in the running back's belly and pull it out. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
right,
nothing new,
right.
dude.
But like
Just
he didn't
play
leave,
action every time.
He didn't leave LSU to go to another college. He left LSU to go try the NFL. Didn't like the NFL. Came back. He had nowhere to go at LSU. He would have come back here, no doubt. I'm pretty sure he said that. He would have loved to come. He loved
loved it
LSU.
here. Yeah,
he
he
would have
loved it.
loved to come back to LSU. They just had we didn't have an opening for him,
Hands were tied.
unfortunately. So then he goes to Alabama, which is very unfortunate for us. He goes out there, stinks his first year, gets 500, and wins the national championship his next year, right? But like, people in Baton Rouge had things to say about him because he left. I understand that part of it, but there's no basis. It's all emotion.
It was
That's the only
funny
reason.
because they would say he's a bad coach, and then they brought up that he beat LSU in bowl games. It's like, so which one is he? Is he a bad coach, or is he a good enough coach to beat LSU?
He also got boat
Yeah.
race in.
You know how this
The bowl
goes,
game,
man. You know how that goes.
against
That for a fan base that when those situations happen, they'll move the goalposts for whatever the argument is that you want.
Yeah, and they're making it about Brian Kelly, but our point is that it really doesn't matter. Like Coach O, unless Miles won one here, Brian Kelly's definitely going to win one.
Well, and here's the deal, right? Like, they want to talk about his personality and they want to talk about his character. Hey, man, I don't know if you've been paying attention. His personality and the way he's acting here is nothing like the way he acted at Notre Dame.
Right.
He came here and he's a different guy, right? And that's a product and a credit to the atmosphere here. Maybe he thought he had to act maybe he was a certain way when he came from Cincinnati and the other schools that he were, and he got to Notre Dame. Maybe he thought he had to act that way, plus some because of the school he was at and the
culture there.
image, the image that he had to portray, right? Then he comes down here and he sees the culture and how people act here and what it was before, and maybe he's like, oh, I've learned my lesson. I've matured, because God forbid people can change. God forbid that you go through some bumps and bruises in your career and you realize, okay, maybe that wasn't working. God forbid you do something different, right? Because, I mean, are you the same guy you were when you were?
No, never
you first
changed.
started
Not one
playing?
bit. Same guy from the start.
Yeah,
Never
I mean,
changed. Not a thing.
I know I'm the same guy I was when I was 18 and 19 and 20 and 20, even when I was 25. But no, like we all change. You've changed a little bit, I would assume, since your days that you're 5, 6 years, 7 years ago. Like you know more. You've changed. Like
Don't
you've
black
made
out
some.
as much.
Yeah, he's now legal.
Right.
You
You've
just
made
get
some
arrested
adjustments,
for it.
right? Like that's my point. Is like he has this guy has made some adjustments. He's made some changes, and he comes down here, and Louisiana is such a place. And listen, I'm from here. I get it. Oh, he's biased. He's this. He's that. No. Listen, Louisiana does something to you when you come here, and it shows you a different way of life. It shows you how people interact with you differently, how people embrace you differently. Look, for all the flaws Louisiana has, we have a lot of good things, and what we lack in a lot of the stuff that you probably want to, like education and
We're the
those
polar
things.
opposite of Notre Dame.
Right, exactly. We make up for in personality and character and family and the way that we embrace our own.
Anyone.
Right, and that's
People,
just it.
literally.
People, like, there's a reason why guys that I played with that are from South Florida and from New Jersey and from areas that don't have any type of, I don't even want to say Austin, because Austin's close enough to where at least you kind of get some of that, but like South Florida and New Jersey and Michigan, like, you don't get that there, like from here, right? Like, you don't have Louisiana people there, but then you come here and you see it and you fall in love with it and you're like, damn, okay. this place is different, right? It's great. And like, you know, maybe that's what's going through his mind. Maybe he saw it and said, okay, I can loosen up a little bit. I'm gonna still have my system, and I'm gonna still have my organization. I'm gonna still have my discipline, but I'm not gonna be a red ass all the time in the media. Like I'm gonna make jokes about calling someone the wrong name in a press conference. You think he's doing that at Notre Dame? Probably not. You know, who did he call the wrong name?
Colby Richardson. He called him
Right.
Cody.
Right, like, and then
Cody Dickerson.
He's like, you know, he made a joke. He's like, I forgot how many Dickersons I've coached. You know, like, that's it. You know, like,
he
just.
he said I've coached a lot of Dickersons the last
Yeah,
couple
apparently
years.
I've coached a lot of Dickersons in my time. You know, like.
Whatever, move on. We don't
Yeah.
really LSU.
That's
fans.
great. He's been great. He's made a bunch of jokes. So.
One time he called Jaden Daniels Jalen.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just like.
that's, well, dude, think about all the new people he has on his roster.
No
If you think LSU baseball had turnover,
people
he had
make
to fill
mistakes,
out
bro.
30 spots.
Yeah, and like, listen,
More
I
than
know
30.
he's gonna say. I know the guys are gonna say stuff because they're fans, but like, it's just that's tired, dude. It's tired.
Well, that's because I'm not even a fan. He's supposed to be a reporter.
I mean,
That's the tire part of it.
you
Yeah.
can't be fans of reporters apparently. No, you can't ask. Who was that guy that asked the question of basketball with Kim Mulkey? He got reprimanded for it. The student for the Reveille.
Dylan
yeah.
Sanders.
Yeah, Dilly works for 247.
No. What did he do? I thought he thanked the players or something.
Yeah, he
for,
thanked the players for a good season.
Right.
I think you can do that.
And then the guy was like, "We're on a timeline." Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And he said you can't be a fan. You have to
Okay,
be
Ron.
professional.
Yeah, it was Ron.
Yeah, it was Ron. That's who it was. Ron.
Ron
Forgot about
Higgins.
Ron. Okay, but that's it. I just wanted to do that and talk about him. I got a little more serious than I wanted to there, but like, it's just bullshit. You know what I mean? To me, it's just like
I think it's just.
I have pride for the state for the state of Louisiana, and like, you know, I want LSU to do well, but like to go out and say, to take that route and say, oh, this guy stinks because like we won in spite of him, basically is what they were saying.
Yeah, I think that he's the only reason that Notre Dame's currently relevant. Like, he was the one that brought Notre Dame back to prominence. Like, how'd Charlie Weiss work out for you?
Hey, look at Notre Dame's good. That's good for college football. Good if they're good. But like,
They'll never get over that hump though, and win the big one.
you never know. You never. I'm not saying they'll never do something because never is a strong word. Like
Never's
you
a
don't
strong
know.
word, but today's
It's-
different than what it was when Notre Dame was
Right.
at its peak. It's just
Well, even at their peak, they lost.
It's a lot harder.
in-
It's a lot harder to do. Let's just put it.
I don't really think that was their peak. I'm talking about like
Yeah.
literally when they were winning.
1944.
I think it's a different day.
when we were all dead.
When
Or we
for
weren't
the
born
go?
yet.
Oh, okay. Well, unless you came back.
Yeah.
Reincarnation.
So we didn't even get to recap the scrimmage, right, on Monday.
No, we didn't
No,
do
we
anything
didn't.
on
We
Monday.
didn't do
Pretend
anything.
like
Okay.
Monday didn't. I mean, we did a lot.
We
but didn't do
have-
enough.
Season is it's the 24th. Season starts on the 4th, which is today is Wednesday,
Not this weekend, but next.
which is
one.
10 days,
No. Huh? We
Right?
got 30 days this month or 31?
10 or 11 days away.
We are.
31 in
I
August.
think 11. Yeah, 11.
So 11 days away. I would have to imagine the decision for the starting quarterback is coming.
He said next Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, he said it. He gave a timeline.
He said they'll figure it out in the next few days, and he said he'll probably announce it on Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, to y'all, to us. It's like
Yeah.
the general public. He's gonna announce it to the guy early.
Oh, that's what we talked about a little bit.
He's gonna announce it. The guy's gonna know.
By the end of this week, they'll know.
The guy's probably gonna know. The guy may already know.
That's what I was gonna say. I'd imagine. And Jay Mitch said this when he was like we were at the
Yeah.
I guess whatever press conference. I guess we can call it that. And he was like, "There's no way that like if they don't announce it after this scrimmage, like internally, then it's gonna come the next day. Like you saw enough probably in that scrimmage where they went full go, full pads, tackled to the ground, like did the whole nine.
They're both gonna play.
Yeah.
I'll say this too.
He said that.
If they haven't come out and said it, I would imagine they're about to probably start some at least light prep. I think inside of it, you could probably tell like who's taking more first team reps, and you'll probably even if it hadn't been announced, you'll probably be able to tell just off of
the balance of reps.
yeah. I would imagine.
And I still
We all think they play both. It's just who gets the first shot.
No, yeah. I think they're both gonna play, but I do think when game's over, obviously there'll be a starter, but you'll also be able to tell in the number of plays and like how it went. Well, who's the starter? Who's the guy?
And also, generally, if it genuinely is this close, wouldn't a game be a pretty good deciding factor of maybe some more separation that practice might not give?
But
Yeah.
the spring game or the
But-
Florida
No,
State game?
like the opener.
Yeah, but you have to. I mean, you have to pick a guy before.
Yeah, I
that.
mean, you have to
Yeah.
pick. You have to pick a guy to like go out there first.
I would
But,
say yeah, but this isn't. They're not playing.
they're not
They're not
playing.
playing Duquesne.
They're not playing Duquesne.
Question, yeah.
So that's a little. That's a little
little
different. Yeah.
Dellinger got announced as starting center, which I think we all probably felt like that was going to happen based off of how practices were going. Offensive line is a big, I don't want to say question mark, I want to say the key.
Well, now 2 of the 5 are locked in with Campbell at left tackle,
Right.
and Dellinger at center.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the key. It's the key to the season, really. Right? Like, quarterback's very important, but if you don't have an offensive line, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback.
Like, what did you see at the scrimmage about the team? What stuck out to you? What looked good? What didn't look good?
Oh, see, and I think that's kind of where my point was going to be is what they're doing on offensive line or what they're doing at quarterback is all predicated off of the offensive line. I feel like because you've seen Jaden Daniels out there and what he can do and why he's been getting a lot of these first team reps is because I don't want to say they can't trust the offensive line, but that is the biggest quote unquote weakness that LSU has proposed. I know they're going up against a solid defensive line every day.
Oh, great.
So that's
More than
iron
solid.
sharpens iron.
Yeah.
But a lot of the teams in the SEC have SEC caliber players that can do the same thing to you. So I think based off what we saw at practice and how they kind of struggled to run the ball a little bit, even with Emory in there, I think that's why you're seeing the Jaden Daniels be able to get some of these reps because of his running ability. You have to be able to have some presence of being able to run the football. So having him in there, and he's a game breaker. He took one for a touchdown in the scrimmage that we saw where it was probably 20 yards, but when he turned the corner, there was nobody there.
He split the safety and corner. They didn't have a shot.
Well, here's my what I want to say to that is, you say I don't trust the offensive line. I agree with that. Trust is something earned on the football field, right? Like, you're not going to trust a quarterback to make a throw until he proves you that he can make that throw, right? You're not going to, if he can't do it in practice, you can't trust him to do it until you see him make the adjustment, right? Same with the offensive line. Like, I think that I think the offensive line will eventually be good. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were last year. I think they're going to be a good group of guys. I think that we have a lot of talent there. But I think it's going to take time for them to be able to trust the offensive line and give them the ability to open up everything, right? And, like, I know it's unfortunate, but, like, that's just the way it is. And that, to me, is why it's so important to have Brian Kelly at the helm. It's because he's able to
Game plan around
that, right? Like, hey, this is what we aren't good at. Okay, we're going to do what we're really good at, and we're going to use our athletes, and hopefully we can out-scheme them with something. We're not just going to be stubborn and continue to do stuff that we aren't good at just because that's what I've told the fans that we're trying to do, right? And I think that's what makes him so important.
I think you're going to see a good bit of two tight personnels. Simply, whether it's, they can somehow figure out a way to get Jack in there and use him to whatever his maximum ability is.
No matter where it is.
Two tight personnel stuff, right? But they also have maybe three other serviceable tight ends, right? But I do think, just like you said, like, the question mark for that offense is up front, even more so than you. We don't know who the quarterback is, but I don't think they look at it as the question mark as
it's not like it's not like LSU doesn't have a quarterback.
Right. I don't think they look at it as like, hey man, I don't know if we're gonna be able to perform here. I think they're really looking at it as like, hey, we got to be able to get the most we can out of this group of offensive line because one, there's a good amount of them that's young, and two, they're unproven, right? So we don't know what we have there. So to be able to do that is to be able to mix it with the tight ends, to be able to mix it with some motions, to be able to mix it with a hybrid and stuff like that. I think stuff like that's gonna have to be big, especially early on, for them to kind of gain a game identity for that offensive line group.
Also, you just got to pick your 5 and kind of let them work together. Like,
they're going to pick the 5 and they're going to work together, but like being able to do that and keeping them on the field and staying healthy is the biggest thing, obviously, right? But y'all heard it. He said his words were, "I've had more athletic groups. This is a big physical group." Right? I guess so. My point to that is that this is a big physical conference. You're just not going to really maul teams like that here.
Right.
So with that being the case, that's not the best.
Yeah, right. You didn't like
it's
that.
Not the best match in this
It
conference.
wasn't a compliment.
Which is why I think that he's going to have to use that because you're not just going to be able to
And now listen,
one-on-one across the board.
And this is my optimism coming out. I'm not saying that they're going to come out and be unbelievable, right? But we've had groups of offensive linemen in the past with, in my mind, less competent coaches start off saying, "Oh, we don't know how good they're going to be. We don't think that they're going to be that good. That's our weak point." End up being the strength of the team, right? I think that is still an ability for them to do, right? Adjust, maybe make a tweak here and there, maybe throw a guy in there who, didn't perform very well in spring for one reason or another. Maybe he was working on something and got in his own dome, but then the lights come on, it's clicked, and like, boom, okay, this guy is a huge adjustment, a huge addition to the offensive line. That can still happen. I don't think they're going to be bad.
No. And once again, his words exactly were, I've had way more athletic groups. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean that this group is bad. And maybe, like you said, when Saturday night or Saturday afternoon comes on, maybe they do dominate fronts. But he just said, I've had way more athletic groups. That's, take that however you want to take it.
The only thing I would say off of
wait for football
I know, I'm excited to see it too, but you can tell that while I mentioned the Jaden Daniels thing, a lot of what they're going to do on offense is still predicated off of time, rhythm, what they're going to do, because I think it's fair to say we saw a lot of stuff underneath, working. There weren't a lot of shot plays.
Hey, we haven't put that thing together yet, but I told it to y'all. You've mentioned them before. My incoming sleeper on the year is Mason Taylor.
I've been saying that.
I'm just gonna tell you, if you haven't heard his name, probably should get
what
to
the word
know his
pedigree
name.
means, Lloyd?
Mm-hmm.
What does pedigree mean?
Yeah,
it means your daddy was a stud.
Exactly,
your mama was
right?
a stud too.
Yeah.
And so his daddy
and it's
was
easy.
a stud.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's easy to see it. And I'm not no. I mean, like, when they go through individuals, when they do one-on-ones, and they're like, it's easy to see that he is a reliable target, and he's a big target.
Yeah, the first guy he said, he was like, "Is that Mason Taylor?" Like, whatever. It's like, he's gonna play. Like,
It's very easy to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
The name holds up. I guess people don't give it the same amount of credence that you normally would because he plays on the other side of the ball. If he was like Jason Taylor's son comes in at defensive end, you'd be.
You got a point there.
Maybe. Right.
And look, I really hope he is that good too, because if he is, that's just going to open it up more for that receiving group they got.
For sure. And that's going to help. That's going to go into what Brian Kelly wants to try to do is use the tight ends and get him involved in the passing game. You talked about underneath stuff, right? Of course. This is my reasoning for that. Like, we talk about trust. Everything is going to be rhythm and timing right now. This is a lot of new guys, a lot of new things, a lot of new people running something that they're not used to running, right? You're getting used to your quarterbacks. You haven't picked your quarterbacks. Like, hey, we are going to preach rhythm and timing. Make sure you understand where everybody's going to be. Make sure you know when to get the ball out, how you get the ball out. And then the more comfortable you get with that, then you build more trust and you're able to expand the route tree and you expand the routes that are being called and the plays that are being called, because now you know that the guy, whoever it is running the show, knows, okay, I know when the ball needs to come out, where it needs to be, where they need to be, and I've earned the ability to, okay, now we can open this thing up.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because, like, look, don't get me wrong, they were not in Florida in Ben Hare. Was it Ben Hare Stadium? They weren't in Ben Hare Stadium. Ben Hill Griffin. Yeah, they weren't in Ben Hill Griffin on a Saturday. But that is one thing that I did saw. It didn't matter who was under center. It seemed to be crisp, running, knew what they were trying to do, whether there was a 5-yard gain, a 2-yard gain, and nothing. It seemed to be running correctly, and that's what you want to see out of that side of the ball.
And that's all you can ask for. As long as they know where people are going to be, you can be successful, right? Like, listen, you're playing some tough teams early on. You're not playing the best of your schedule until the middle of the season. Like, you need a win.
Florida State, Mississippi State.
Yeah, but that's not your best of your schedule.
No, but 2 of the first 3 games,
no doubt.
they come in early.
But if you know what you're doing, you can win those games.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like, if you know what's expected of you, where the guys are supposed to be, where they're supposed to be out of the route, when they're supposed to break the route, when the ball's supposed to come out, you can win those games.
You got to think of it too. So they're going to go down to New Orleans and play. That's going to be a probably pretty pro LSU. Coming back home is going to be pretty damn rowdy, even though I don't expect it to be a close game. Opener.
No, it's just going to be a scene.
No, it's going to be a scene. It's going to be pretty rowdy, right? And it's going to be energy, right? So then those 2 situations bode well for them to go to Mississippi State.
No, Mississippi State comes here.
Oh, they come here and play them.
Yeah, even better.
The first road game is week 5 at Auburn.
Even better then.
Right.
So they're in situations.
Speaking of Auburn, Zach Calzada is supposed to be the 3rd quarterback on that roster right now.
Is he gonna be
TJ
Finley?
and then the Oregon transfer. Yeah, TJ's our starter.
I don't see that.
Which is crazy to me. The Oregon and Auburn both football
yeah, they traded.
transfers. Yeah, but
But to put a bow on what I guess a little bit of what I saw on the offensive end, and while we're talking about quarterback still, and while I think they're going to play both, I think you saw the kind of if you went to the scrimmage, you could see it. Nussmeier is crisp over the middle. Those intermediate routes, he's damn good.
yeah, for sure.
Like the way his ability to throw the football, make plays a little bit outside the pocket, change arm angle, all the stuff that you've seen is legitimate.
He's just he's just a more pure.
He's
thrower.
a polished.
But everybody knows.
Right,
but that's nothing that we didn't know.
But I think when you'll see either one depends on how they're going to be able to run the football. Like they're going to have to pick one way or another to kind of beat you. And if one goes well, you'll see them ride kind of. It might be the hot hand theory. Where you're like, all right, we're able to block these boys up front.
For sure, that's
able to sit back there.
But dude, I would say that. But then at the same time, like if Jaden's as explosive as we think, and he is either part of the run game or his ability to break containment and actually get yards, then maybe you don't see Nuss as. But if Jaden gets the nod as a starter.
Here's part of what I was saying is like that is where Brian Kelly's gonna make his money, right? You're gonna see early on, okay, how can I scheme this system and this team to give us the most success this week, right? Hey, if they're light in the front seven and they're light in the middle of the defense, okay, we're gonna run down their throats. If they're strong in the middle and they're not as strong outside, we're gonna spread them out, and they may still run the ball heavy, but it's gonna be a different type of run game. Maybe it'll be some quick hitters, maybe it'll be more screens, maybe it's gonna be more quarterback runs. That's where you get a good coach, when you have a guy who can do that and say, okay, this is our game plan for the week. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to follow the game plan, and we're going to execute. That's how you're able to win these close games.
I just hope that the LSU doesn't get hamstrung to the point where you don't see maybe the offense use its playmakers the way that you would hope that they would.
I mean, for sure.
Because that's the biggest question mark. Obviously, would you say the strength of the team, like without a doubt, is on the offense is obviously the wide receivers.
Yeah.
If you start getting into games, you're like, damn.
Does Kayshawn look all the way back?
He almost took a screen to the house on the second play of the scrimmage.
All the way back.
Yeah, he looked healthy.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Got a screen, took it for, I don't know, probably like 20.
But he was one more.
I think that was his only touch, right?
Yeah,
that I saw.
Yeah, he might have had one on the other end, but
literally, the ball was in his hand. He looked electric. Like,
yeah.
I'm interested to see. So I didn't get to see the scrimmage, but I'm interested to see what the offense looks like the first week, 2 weeks after that last scrimmage. Then it did. Then like maybe, when everything's like when it's the install for the week. Like, hey, this is the game plan for the week. This is how we're gonna attack. This is what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, I would imagine. Well, I guess it wasn't open. It was just y'all. It was just the old players, right? It wasn't open to the media.
No.
That scrimmage y'all went to?
Nope.
Yeah, it was just former players and Jay Johnson.
And
Jay Johnson.
Yeah. And me and Jack.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were some other guests, right?
There was. Everybody.
There was other
people
guests.
I
They
guess.
just weren't like media people. They were like,
Some guy said he walked straight in. He was like, I didn't have anybody, but the gate was open. I went over here and just came
that's
inside the
good
stands.
security.
Yeah.
That's how you just walk around like you own the place.
Yeah, you met him.
No, you met him. I did not meet him.
there was no food.
No food.
No food.
A guy dropped his whole.
Jared
Jared was like, Jared was like, hey, they ran out of plates, but they still had food. And Jared's like, just put it on a napkin. I wasn't really going to eat anything, but this elderly statesman.
Wait, you not eat anything? No.
I know. I was trying
Lloyd
to.
snuck a chicken finger or some fish out
I
of there.
did. I grabbed one out the pan.
A fish or chicken finger?
It was
Fish. It's Mike Anderson. Shout
There's
out.
nothing worse than you think it's gonna be like fried chicken finger and it's like the fried fish.
Yeah, the
something.
texture's
It's like,
all off.
I don't want the fish. I want the chicken.
But anyway, this guy wanted the fish. And so he folds up like a paper napkin.
I put it on there.
Yeah, he puts it on there, and then he goes.
And they
to
were
grab,
reluctant to do it too.
Yeah, absolutely,
He's
for,
like, no,
for
put it on,
good
put it on.
reason.
Yeah.
And so he has it in both hands, and he's like, "Oh, my drink!" And he goes to grab his gold. What was that?
Diet Coke.
Yeah, gold Diet
Yeah,
Coke.
I don't know.
Oh, the fish falls out of his napkin on the floor. Then he drops his Coke, and he goes, "Ah, damn it! Somebody help me!" This is peak LSU. Like this is this is what you expect to see every.
He stayed the whole
day.
time.
Oh yeah, could have been more. No, this was before the interview. This is like inside the
This
locker
was
room.
right before.
That reminds me of 2009. After we won it. We went to the White House, and we met Biden, not Obama. Obama was in some meeting, didn't come out.
You're
we met
responsible
Biden.
for COVID.
Bo was in the back, and he was drinking a drink, and he spilt his drink
Oh,
on
no.
the carpet of the White House and just left it. Didn't
Yeah,
tell anybody.
Somebody.
And I was like,
I forgot about that.
you have that. You spilt your drink all over the White House.
And you know somebody saw it.
I don't know. There's
There's
cameras
everywhere.
about 8 million cameras.
You know what I
in there.
mean?
Somebody
Like,
might still be on
was
film
great.
in there.
that was a great trip.
I mean, I guess if you could do anything, it would be to spill something in the White House.
Spilled it in the White House.
Do you think anybody had a better time than 2019 LSU in the White House, the football team? I mean, they turned the whatever room that is.
And that was the best.
Yeah, I mean, it was a party.
Party.
Got your fillet of fish, and then you got to get the gat.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
I see what you did there. It's okay.
Hey, people, yeah, you like what you
What
like.
else do we want to talk about today?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
We don't have to go all the 20.
Mm.
I don't want to bore the people.
Well, it could be boring. Did y'all watch Hard Knocks?
I did.
Good episode. Strong.
I did watch
episode.
it. I watch it with Allie, and Allie watches it sometimes, and she's like, "This guy's so annoying. Why is he?" I'm like, "Allie, it's just football. Like, it's just like everybody's motivating everybody.
I'll tell
it's
you what.
always like,
It's. I don't know what their win-loss record is going to be, but they're going to be in a lot of games. this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
no
they're
doubt.
going to be in.
hey,
a
you
lot
know
of
who's
games.
really good? Aiden Hutchinson.
He is.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Like his
yeah.
personality, like the mentality, the way he goes about. I know it's hard knocks. You're not seeing everything, but like
I'll say
his,
this too. Look,
his like moves and like I'm
he's
like,
got
gonna be
moves. He's
good,
got
dude.
size and all that too. But he's got that.
Demeanor.
No, he's got like that crazy person motor.
Yeah.
Where it's just like this
Doesn't
dude don't
stop.
stop. And like you can see like when he finally gets tired, he's like about to die. Like one of them type of dudes. Like and that. If you got a defense full of dudes like that, woo, good luck. He looks like he'll chase you literally from sideline and not stop.
But you saw him whenever they were down on like the goal line or whatever. He's breathing through his shirt and he's like, "I ain't coming out."
Yeah,
it's like
that's
this
what
man
I'm
will
saying.
down the football field.
Yeah.
That's a Man Campbell type of guy.
Is it Amon St.
Amon Ross St.
Amon
Brown.
Ross St. Brown.
Amon Ross St. Brown.
Yeah.
I love him, dude.
Yeah,
He's a
I
stud.
like him a lot too.
He's a stud. That other little short receiver, I think, is gonna make the team.
Which one? The one that did
That
the
dropped
juggling?
like 3 passes. in the
He
preseason
dropped
game.
the first one, then he made some,
He
made
did
some
some
plays.
plays.
And that little running back with his brother in jail.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah, he had a good start, and then he got taken out of the game.
I think
Like
that was a
down.
good thing. I think
I
he
think
thought,
so too. I thought so too. I was like, I think that's like.
I wish they would have interviewed. I mean, I don't want to get too much of the show, but I wish they would have interviewed one of the running backs after the game. I think it was the game when Deuce was talking to him and he lost his voice.
Dude,
There's
he
no
still
way. I don't know
everybody
how.
was still
I don't know
locked
how
in.
no one broke. I would have broke, dude. I would have died laughing at him.
Coach, hang it up. We're good for today.
You
Get that whistle in your
cuss
mouth.
me out with no voice.
Hey, he's got. I mean, look, that when you're a football coach, you have to have energy like that. And
Oh, he's got it.
You have to have a big motor as a football coach, and he's got it. They all got it.
Yeah.
And I forgot about Antoine Randall. I love that he's there. I mean, they have.
Shep.
Dude, Shep is like all
Shep's
over
great.
it, dude.
Let me tell you, he's great, and he's gonna have that defense and those guys tackling and playing way better
By the
than
way,
you think too.
Your boy Malcolm Rodriguez. Is it Malcolm Rodriguez?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, let's just
Rodrigo
call
was-
him what it is. Yeah,
He's made the team.
yeah.
Oh,
he's
no
gonna-
doubt. He's
That
going
guy's
to
a
start.
stud.
Yeah, he's gonna make the team.
Talk about crazy energy. They got 2 of them on that
Oh,
on
yeah.
the defensive side that are like, this
They,
man.
it's so funny too because you just sit there and you look at it and like that's for a lot of teams that's the difference. And I don't know if they're gonna do that a lot during the year, but that's like the difference of getting over the hump and over not. But like the first game they played, it was hey we won the game, like we
Yep.
beat them, and then we fumble a snap,
Yeah.
and then we drop a pick. And then we blow a coverage all in one little section where you just
And that's
like,
the truth.
That's the difference of the game.
Yeah.
Like we beat y'all, and then we gave y'all.
And they almost did it
Yeah.
again. They almost did it again.
They almost did it again.
They gave a touchdown. They're able to hold off the 2-point conversion, but like maybe that. I'm not
And
saying,
but it's a mindset too, dude.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I get it. Look, there's people, people talk that stuff and they preach it a lot, but I just feel like I've been around a lot of people like this. The staff they have there now, I don't know how good they are in X's and O's, and that's not really. I don't really care about that because I'm not in the building. But listening to how they speak about the game, that's the kind of talk that gets you over the hump.
Well, dude,
if they got the X's and O's.
You've been on teams. I've been on teams that you could be winning for 4 quarters, right? If it's 60 minutes, you're winning for 52 of them. And then one thing happens, and then you can feel it, and you're like, damn, we're not going to win. Like, this is not going to happen, right? Baseball, you win in the 7th inning. And
Up
then
2.
You're up 2, you're up 3. Damn, a ball takes a weird hop,
The walk.
or like a swinging bunt and then a bloop single, and then you're like, damn, and then like so you start feeling like, damn, not again, and then someone makes an error, and then you go 3-run homer, now you're down by 1, you're like, but you're expecting it because it's happened so many times, and you're not used to coming out on the other end, and you're basically manifesting that result to happen, right? And that's just like, I don't want to call it a loser mentality, but that's what that is. But it's been ingrained in you because of all the times that
I don't want to bring it back to
happened.
baseball, but I vividly remember how ridiculous this was. That 08 season we had, and we had 23 straight wins. On that entire thing would be going on, and we could be down 5-2 in the 6th, and we'd be like, "Oh, hey, just get the start out. We'd be good. Just get the start out." Got the start out. He finally got to a pitch count. He gets out of the game, right? We'd be like, "Oh, this is our time." First guy would walk, and it was everyone would just look down and like,
over.
"Oh, here it is," and it's over. It was just a mentality, and like it just literally kept going. But like
And
that's
that's
how
in every
everyone
sport.
looked at it.
It's in every
We was
sport.
just like, "Hey, it's 5-2. We getting our ass beat right now, but just give us one little opener. Just crack the door. We'll kick that bitch open."
And they know who's on the other side too.
And so you like, but that's it's those little things when you start to switch that mindset, it's dangerous.
Hey, I have a question. This is not Hard Knocks. What happened to Cardell Thomas?
He's still on the team.
I know that, but like,
He broke his ankle his freshman year. It was just never the same.
okay, because I saw him in the
Guys,
notes.
He was running second team guard.
I see him in the notes. It's the first time I've heard his name.
He got 2 starts last year, played in 6 games. But yeah, like Jack said, he did something weird, and we've never gotten like a full injury report as to what happened. I think he got like rolled up one pretty bad, and it broke in a weird way from everything that I've heard, but I haven't had like an actual diagnosis of like what it was. But after that, Jordy talked about it a little bit this morning. He said he lost like his ability to kind of bend. He's kind of got like a trunch foot.
Yeah, damn, that's tough.
Rough.
Yeah, he was a big recruit.
You gonna be putting some money on the games this weekend, even on teams that you don't know?
I mean, I would if I told you no,
Also,
I would be lying.
Let's talk about this. We don't have the Caesars banner up right
Promo
now,
code
but
in the bottom right corner.
we do have the promo code. MMLSU15. It's the active code. We are 1 week from today.
What I say? When's the last day?
1 week from today, August 31st, we are coming out. We are announcing the winner of the 4 free tickets to the LSU Florida State game, right? So you have 1 more week to figure out a way, if you've already signed up, to figure out a way to sign up again with somebody else under the promo code MMLSU15 in order to qualify. Now, listen, here's how it works. You can't just log in, sign up, use the promo code, and just not make a bet. You have to download the app, use the promo code MMLSU15, upload some money into the account,
Any amount.
and it's a risk-free bet up to, I think it's $1,200 now.
now. Yeah.
It's $1,200.
You don't
now.
have to put $1,200.
You don't have to put $1,200, but
You can bet
put
$1.
Yeah,
you can
down
upload a
whatever
dollar.
the minimum bet is. You can make that bet
10 cents.
on whatever,
Whatever.
and you then qualify to enter to win. But if you just go and download the app, put MMLSU15 in the app or as a promo code, and don't upload money, don't qualify. You upload money, don't make a bet, don't qualify. Have to upload money and make a bet. Listen, you spent $5, you spent $10, shit, you probably spent $100 on something way worse than that, right? I know I have. I know Lloyd definitely has, right?
It was legal there.
Lloyd did today.
Lloyd did today.
Yeah.
And so
Still waiting on him.
go out there and put the promo code in and win some tickets, or at least enter to win some tickets. And we're going to have these promos throughout the course of the year. We had a conversation with Caesars a couple of days ago, figure out a way to make this so that everybody can enter, even if you've already signed up with our other previous promo codes. Because I understand it's not fair for everybody not to be able to enter and win. You're fans of the show, you listen, and you're regulars. We're gonna fix that for you. But right now, you're gonna have to go and figure out loopholes. And loophole is find a friend, a girlfriend, somebody you just met at the bar, your sister, your mom, whoever, who doesn't have this, and allow them to sign up and make one bet, and then you enter to win. And then
Go to Boost Mobile. Get you a second. A little burner phone.
we've discussed this. It's the social security number. You can't just buy a social security number from Boost Mobile.
No, but you give them a phone So, like, look, it's already signed up. All I need is this, your social, boom. You can even have a phone.
Oh, yeah, give me your social.
Yeah.
Put your social. Let me use your social for this. That's going to work.
Just put your social in here. I promise.
Yeah, let me bet all this money on your credit.
Or you find somebody who gets a social security number, people at the bank.
What?
You're like, who gets your
You're going to talk
social?
about you're going to try to figure out how to steal them?
Yeah, like if you just know somebody that works at the
Yeah.
bank, just
I'd
get
like
like
to not have people get arrested to try to win these free
Yeah.
tickets.
But I don't even know my social. I feel like it's not that big a deal.
How do you not know your social?
Because I don't know the code here. Mikey seed me. I don't know the alarm code either.
I mean, I don't either, but I don't.
But how do you not know
I'm
your
usually
social?
never turning the alarm
There's
code
these
on.
certain numbers and things in my life that I realize are probably important, but I've just decided I can't. I'm not doing it. And I do that with a lot of things. I self-sabotage a good bit. But that's okay.
No way.
Yeah.
You don't self-sabotage?
No, it can't be me.
No way.
So, not knowing my... Like, when would I ever need it in the pinch? Like, nobody's going to be like, what's your social?
I don't think that's why you're supposed to know it.
It's not why
no
I'm supposed to
threat
know
of me
I don't.
like,
Do you know
needing
your
to
blood?
know
Do you know
it.
your blood type?
No.
I don't either, but I've gotten asked that a few times. Like, what's your blood type?
No.
I don't know.
That one I do not know.
Am I supposed to know that?
Social, I can spit it to you like that.
I think I'm AB positive, maybe. I don't know, something like that. What's the universal?
Oh, negative.
O negative is a universal blood donor.
Do you see that fake picture?
I didn't
Speaking
know
of
that
donated
either.
blood, do you see that picture of Magic Johnson that was circulating the internet?
That's not true.
I know, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say, like, Magic was like that. He even had to tweet, he's like, I've never donated blood in my life. He's like, I know that I can't. And it's just so funny that, like, they had this picture and it's Magic Johnson. Like, there's no way that this is real. And it wasn't. But the internet will get you.
Internet will get you.
I mean,
Internet
Magic Johnson.
The internet is relentless.
He's got, like,
They don't sleep, dude.
They don't.
so much more stuff to do
And if
with
they're
his
creative,
day.
like, it is relentless.
I mean, he would have gotten roasted if he actually had done that, right?
He was getting
Oh,
roasted
dude.
anyway.
Yeah, you can't do that.
He got roasted off assumption.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He quote tweeted the picture. He was like, "I'm all the way in."
Lloyd, I'm proud of you putting Not My Fault in here.
Thank you.
You want to go for it?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Okay,
Dude,
this is kind of a good one.
Not My Fault is brought to you by. See if you get this one right this time.
Another one of those things I just kind of.
I mean,
Not
dude.
My Fault seems like it would be an attorney with Lance Beal.
Nope, Not My Fault is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place.
Okay, so it's opposite.
It's opposite. Doe's Eat Place. That's how you studied. Okay, this is opposite of what I would think. That's dangerous game.
Dude, I did that. Whenever
I should know this one,
Yeah.
but nah, I don't want
It's
to.
a dangerous game.
happened to me in accounting. Debits left, credits right, got them flipped, and then I couldn't unremember.
That's
And
That's
I
what
was
happened.
like, I gotta
Dangerous
stop.
game.
Yeah.
Not My Fault brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Can't wait. Told you first game of this first Monday Night Football game. We are getting it catered by Doe's. Talked to him the other day actually. It's great.
Okay, Not My Fault brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Not my fault. Is it my fault for expecting my partner to let my dog out while he was on staycation? My partner, I think they've been together for like 3 years, maybe a little longer, but they're 36. He was on staycation, which I guess is just like staying at the house for a couple of days, which sounds awesome.
Staycation, that's what that means.
So he was on staycation last week for 3 days, which ends up counting the weekend and 3 days into that. So it's like 5 days essentially. Yeah.
Oh.
And so, but he never once let my dog out and said it wasn't his problem. He said it wasn't his fault. Since Tommy, quote unquote Tommy, so since this guy was home, I thought the partner, his girlfriend, thought he'd be nice enough to take him out in the middle of the day to let the dog pee. And when he didn't do it on Monday, and I brought it up, he said, "No, I won't, because then he'll expect it. The dog will expect to be let out all the time, or like in the middle of the day."
That's how you train a dog.
They've had the dog is 9. So the dog has been living this life without a staycation where he wouldn't pee throughout the day. He would just hold it till the girlfriend got home.
Oh, yeah, right. A normal dog.
Right. And so obviously the girlfriend is in charge of the dog, feeds the dog, does everything for the dog. Tommy has nothing to do with the dog except he like pets it. So they got into an argument about whether or not, like, why wouldn't you let my dog out? Like, she tried to hire a pet sitter. She said, no, he said that's a waste of money. It's like, just let my dog out, and we won't have to have this conversation. So I bring to you, they actually ended up breaking up over this because of it just seems like Tommy is really on the ball.
Stubborn
Right.
move by Tommy. If you did this to Kobe, I'd punch you.
Right, but I thought about that too. Obviously, you're just creating a problem for yourself probably later on.
First off, let's just go ahead and talk about this. If you're gonna do a staycation, which means in this situation you're going to stay at someone's house and take care of their stuff
and be a bum, basically.
Yeah.
Right. But wait, let's just think of it, right? So, all right, he wants me to make sure I take care of everything here, make sure it's all running correct. The dog's there. That's part of the job, right? Like,
You would think.
I mean, do they not have a backyard where you can just like
Let
him out? And even if you don't, like, listen, at this point, this dog has to go to the bathroom so bad.
The
it's gonna
dog's
take you
in here.
2 minutes.
well, no, not just that. The dog's in here, so like, do I want the dog peeing in?
Right. That's
Did the
problem.
dog pee in this
Shitting
house?
No, and that's where I would have. That's where I started to get why there was even an argument in the first place, because the dog is, for 9 years, or let's call it 8, since he's been potty trained, has always had this same schedule of, all right, I don't go to the bathroom all day, and then when you get here, I immediately go outside. So in Tommy's brain, which I get, the more you let the dog out,
During the
the
day.
more he's going to expect, like, oh shit, this is when I go. You're building a habit for a dog that he hasn't actually created.
I get that. But he didn't let him out at night either.
No, he waited until she got home.
For 3 days. 5
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, no. Like when
Monday.
she would come home,
Oh.
like staycation, like she was still at work also, but he
I
didn't
thought
have work
he-
for 3 days,
Okay, I thought he wasn't letting him out for...
like the entire time.
Okay. I mean, okay. Still, I think he's wrong. But I understand a little bit more what he was thinking, because I was like, why would you just deprive the dog? But like, no, dude, like, if you're there, you're not doing anything, just let him out. It doesn't take any effort to let him out.
Right, but if he does it on Monday, then he has to do it on Tuesday, then he has to do it on Wednesday.
You
and
signed up for the job.
But I don't think, like I said earlier in the story.
So you're saying he didn't want to take away his routine?
Right. They're habit-based creatures, just like we all are. And so if you give a dog a treat every day at 12, it's going to start coming up to you at some
Yeah,
point.
that.
but all you
I
gotta do is
understand
tell
that.
him no. If sooner or later he's gonna go sit down. He
Honestly,
might
after-
be a little
after
rowdy
8
for a
years,
little
I don't think
bit.
3 days would completely change the schedule.
I don't know. Tommy didn't want to run the risk.
Okay, that makes a little more sense, but I still think he's in the wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
You
obviously.
gotta let the dog out, dude.
But he had grounds for an argument.
I thought you meant initially that he wasn't letting him out for 3 straight
No,
Yeah, I was
that's
like, that
animal.
doesn't
That's
make
like,
any sense.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah, like-
abuse.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a bad one.
I still think it's his fault. You gotta
Yeah.
let the dog out. Just dude.
60-40. I mean, it ended up in a
I mean, you don't have-
breakup.
You don't have to take him out 3 times a day. Like, I mean,
It's.
go
I
ahead,
would
at least
assume.
one more.
I would
you know?
assume just the way he's acting, the fact that he's taking a staycation at the house,
He ain't really
he
pulling
probably
weight.
doesn't own the house.
No, I don't think he's
No.
pulling too much weight.
I would
over
assume
here.
she owns the house. So, I mean, yeah, you broke up, you lost your girlfriend, and you lost your residence.
Yeah.
That's a tough ticket.
Over
because
a dog.
over a dog because you
over
don't want to
over a 30 or the 10-minute walk.
maybe.
Is that really what you wanted out of this
Yeah, that's
thing?
tough.
Maybe they weren't.
That didn't go how
Maybe he was actually devising his plan to get out. Maybe.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, maybe. If that's the case, good on him.
Oh, dog say,
You know what?
I'm out. I'm out.
All right.
I got nowhere to go.
Curtain call.
Got a couple.
Got a few. Curtain call is brought to you by.
Lance Beal, attorney
Okay,
at
I
law.
was about to say, you can get this one wrong. Like,
Yeah,
you're a
it'd be on
dummy.
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, Lance Bill, attorney at law, Lafayette, Louisiana. Appreciate the support.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yep, go first. I'll
Leon
go last.
Rocky Edwards for absolutely kicking Kamaru Usman's head
And he was
off
going to
his
lose the
body.
fight.
He was getting
The fight was
dominated.
lost.
Yeah.
He was
Much.
getting dominated the
He
entire
lost
time.
24 minutes of a 25-minute
And
fight.
yeah, and with a minute left,
The little
just
things, man.
absolutely kicks the shit out of his jaw. Lights turned off instantly.
Tough.
I jumped up and yelled "Holy shit!" because I couldn't believe it
Tough
when I was
situation
watching it
there.
live. Like right before I was like, man, all these championship fights are so boring. All these guys are just wrestlers that just fight for points and win decisions. And then I look up and bam, I was like, oh shit!
Tough.
It was electric.
Thought he had it. You got one?
I mean, who put the Albert Pujols one in there?
I don't know. I was going to take that one. You can take it.
I love it because how about we just do this one together? Because
right.
we talked about this recently, saying like, man,
I didn't think he had a chance.
it'd be great. I don't think he's got a shot in hell. And now I actually would love to see this happen. Like I would love to see these next 8 homers over the next 6 weeks, if that is like
7.
happen. 7
He
weeks.
needs 7 now. He has 693.
Oh, he's got 693. I thought he was at 690. I would love to see that happen.
Hey.
Like I feel like that'd be great for
And
the
it's
game.
not like he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
Like in August, he has 7 home runs in August and in like 40 or 50 plate appearances.
Yeah.
Like, and they are in a playoff run. Like he is like doing things.
Like he's legit gotten hot. Like hot. And he don't even play every day.
You know what happened? Got hot in the home run derby. Found something in his swing.
Maybe he did.
Or he's on juice, which is probably way more likely. Like, let me get
Which
through this
is-
last.
I don't want to. Come
I'm
on,
not
you can't
going
dis-
there.
Oh,
you
I
can't
mean, you just
discredit-
think he got hot at 42?
Maybe he
I'm
did.
not going-
46?
He still got it in there.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I thought
He
you
had
were
20 home runs last year, I think. Or almost 20.
I wonder if he gets tight. Because do you remember when A-Rod was pushing for, it was either 500 or 600, and he went like a month without hitting the dinger because he was like, it's a big number up there.
Hey,
Probably
here's a question.
You know, A-Rod's like 4 home runs short of 700.
Yeah. Hey, here's a question. Since you brought this up, who's more likely to have been cheating this year? Like legit cheating this year?
Tommy?
Pujols or Tatis?
Dude,
Well, that's a whole nother situation. We don't have enough time to talk about that.
Pujols.
Tatis's, they're working too hard trying to figure out.
He just was trying to get rid of that ringworm, man.
Then the dad said something, and then the team came out and said something else. What was the other thing you sent me the other day?
No, he's getting shoulder surgery now. He's getting operated on.
Yeah,
It's a good move. And then he went to the Dominican to spread awareness about this product and how you can get fooled. And it has a steroid in it. So he's really doing a whole tour about what...
He's dying on the
The
sword.
damn ringworms, man.
Hey, every
take
time.
us down.
They'll get
take
you.
the best of them down.
But
What you got?
I was going to say, it's definitely Albert Pujols. You don't get hot in the last
He still said definitely Albert Pujols.
Oh, on the steroid. Yeah.
Oh
mean,
my God, you're
that's
out
good
of-
for the game.
You're out
Definitely
of
the guy
control.
who didn't get caught, but the guy who did get caught is not.
What?
Okay. What's yours?
I have...
There's a couple in here. I don't know which one you're gonna go.
I'm going with... I don't even know if I put this one in there, but it is... Drew Brees has his hands full, right? Like, with these kids, what's going on here? He's got the Pooh Shiesty mask on. They're buying... this kid has to go to... These kids are going to Newman. What are we doing here?
Hey, what do you mean? The
I don't
medicine. That's
It just seems like they've been missing their father, and he's glad he's back in the picture.
Somebody tweeted they're gonna pull up to Newman and say, "What's Hamla, brother?"
They're just. There's definitely like first day of school shopping, I would imagine. But this kid's got the whole mask on. He's got the. He's chunking up the deuces. We just got a whole lot going on, and in a single parent household essentially for 15 years. So I'm glad he's back. Maybe he can
Look,
steer
kids
him
are
in the
very
right.
impressionable. They see what's cool. So, I've had little cousins. Listen, I had one little cousin. He's in college now, and he was doing the same stuff back in the day.
Yeah, you do what's
He's
trendy.
outgrown it.
He's a stand-up kid now.
What was the trend that you fell for that you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that?
The elite socks with the stripe on the back.
No, we didn't. What was the trend?
Puka shell?
No, didn't. I
I
did
never
have
had one of
the
those.
fighting shell.
I had the
No,
fighting
fighting,
necklace.
that's
Yeah,
nobody's
yeah.
fault.
The fighting
That
necklace
make me
was one.
better.
Yeah,
That's
supposed
what
to make-
Pujols
Oh,
has.
the
balance.
power with the little power balance.
Yeah, the
bracelets?
power balance
Yeah.
bracelets.
Pull my arm. Not moving.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm like, okay, sure that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the trend was when I was coming up.
Bad sunglasses? Like, I'm talking about not on baseball. I'm talking about, like, when you would go out and you're like, I can't believe I wore X. Like, did you do the
obviously
Abercrombie shirt with the undershirt to match?
No, obviously like the baggy pants were like a thing for a minute.
Yeah, but that's coming back, so just let it be known that that's going to be a thing again.
Cargo shorts?
cargo shorts. I did have some cargo
Yeah,
shorts.
that's not your fault. That's mom's fault.
Yeah.
When you start making decisions for yourself, you realize, like,
It took me a minute to like dress to like put myself in, like, okay, I'm dressing good.
oh, it may have been bangs for you.
Yeah, the bangs were bad.
Oof.
The BR swoop. Okay, there's another one on here that I didn't get since we both had one. My curtain call, or my other curtain call, is Kyler Murray, because he got trashed. And I think this is a great exercise by Cliff Kingsbury for him, is him saying, okay, because, hey, listen, what does Kyler Murray like to do? Play video games, right? He likes to be in the middle of it. Okay, well, this is kind of like a real-life video game. Like, these games don't matter. I'm going to give you the call sheet. You're going to call the plays, and you're going to have to tell me, and you're going to read the defense. It's like you're playing real-life Madden, except you're not on a video game. So first game, didn't go well. Didn't have any success. Didn't move the ball at all. So then he gets the play sheet again with his headset. Second game, calls 2 touchdown drives. Looks better. They look like they're having a little more rhythm. I think that is going to – I think he's forcing Kyler to understand how to read defenses and prepare for games by forcing him to, like, say, okay, you're either going to do it or you're going to embarrass yourself by not being able to do it well. That's my curtain call. You didn't like that?
No, it's fine.
You know,
Wait, what do you-
No, for real.
I think it's creative. I think you're gonna start seeing, and maybe coaches do this more often than we think. You know, maybe they let their young guys call plays in like a preseason game or something, but
It's creative.
you just don't know. It's creative. I like it.
You won't find that across the league.
No.
But it's creative.
I think it's a good exercise.
Or do you think it's something so Cliff Kingsbury can start, kind of, I'm checked out. I don't have to.
No.
No,
I think it's more for Kyler than Cliff.
So you think he's like?
It's
Are they
learning.
going back and forth on the headset?
I'm sure, but I'm sure it's a learning thing. I'm sure it's like, hey, these are your drives. So
I don't want to hear shit.
I'm
week one.
not giving you any plays in your head.
Yeah.
You are calling the plays, and you're going to go to the offensive coordinator or to whoever has the mic in the quarterback's ear, and you're going to call him, and you're going to relay it, and then we're going to go and review it, and that's going to be part. He's not playing in the game, so he's going to has to get him
mental reps.
Yep, exactly. That's
I wonder if he just obviously this all stems from the, I guess, controversy
Probably
about the
so.
clause in the contract.
Probably so.
I wonder if he's like, after the first week where he did it, where he struggled mightily. I wonder if he's like, I'm going to learn 3 plays and I'm going to call them every single
he called
time.
different plays than that.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it closely enough, but
I mean, look,
because that's the whole deal, right? They want him to know every formation.
No
so he's
doubt.
not
But when
looking
you're
at it
calling
going,
plays, you have to bring in the formations. You have to bring in the players that need to be in that. Like, you have to be able to tell them that. Like, hey, we're in this set, and then call it play. Like, you have to think ahead of the game to do it. You can't just. You're not playing Madden and calling one play and you're scrolling through
Recent
plays.
plays.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. And then you can't press R2 and show the routes on the field. Like, you can't do that, right? You have to
You have to know those.
know it. You have to know what's happening.
Those have to be in here already.
Yeah.
Can't be like, oh shit, what's that X have? I don't remember.
Yeah, right.
hot route. I'm just gonna hot route everybody
No doubt.
because I don't know the routes. so
Shout
I'm
out
gonna do it myself.
to Kyler Murray because that's
Wearing his gaming headset.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, they threw shade at him with Cliff Kingsbury in the second week of Hard Knocks where he was just watching tape the whole time, and it's like, oh, where's Kyler?
They did it separately.
Oh, God.
Hopefully.
They're supposed to be doing it.
He's
supposed
doing it
to
on
be
the
tutoring
sideline. What are you
session.
talking about? He's calling
No.
plays.
Yeah, he's in real life.
No.
I don't play film.
Good show today.
Yeah.
Good rebound show.
Bounce back.
We're all about rebounds. Listen, you get to move on from one play to the next play. Can't have the short-term memory. Moved on. I think we've fixed some things. We had
Elephant like
another thing happened today, but that had nothing to do with the stream. It was just I think that's part of some things that need to be changed in here as far as wiring goes. It's nothing to do with Lloyd at all.
I told you, it's Bill Gates.
Yep. Great show. We'll be back again on Friday from
Happy
Earl's,
place.
4:30 to 6.
Show works great there.
Show works great there. Normal Friday show. Talking a lot of BS. Hopefully we have some cool people on to come talk and hang out. Come have some drinks with us. We've been exhausting our
tab.
We
last
went
few
over our
weeks.
tab last.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How much did I owe you?
A good bit.
Off there.
Did you pay for it or did I pay for it?
Why would I pay for it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even remember doing it.
I told you before I left. Let me know what it is. I'll pay. I'll pick it. Okay. We'll talk about fair.
It's on IOU.
Okay. Great show.
You owe me
We'll
60.
Yeah. We'll be back. We'll be back Friday from Earl's.
Might have to settle up before we get the show going.
We're mic'd up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Catch us on all podcast networks, Spotify, and Apple. I don't think I need to say that anymore, right?
Might as well.
Might as well.
Plug
Might as well.
everything.
Also,
Shit out.
please continue
Ricky
to
Harris.
visit our YouTube channel. I know we post a lot of clips. We do a very good job of showing a lot of stuff that happened on the show. We don't show you everything. We just tease you a little bit. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, share it, tell a friend, show the viewers. We like to, we want to show off what we can do on the entire show. We do a lot of cool things, stuff that we don't clip. Go ahead and look at it and tell us what you think.
And if you're a first time, listener or viewer and you feel like you don't get the show, give it some time. You know, it's different
Listen,
than other sports.
This isn't.
shows.
You're not gonna get a radio show. You're not gonna get the normal show. We're just hanging out, talking sports. We don't like to have a lot of hard takes. We like to have a lot of conversation about sports. That's kind of what we do.
Phone lines are
We
always
like to
open.
phone lines are always open. We like to make fun of people. We like to make fun of ourselves. Like, it's just a fun, loose show. Football season's gonna be great. We have a lot of football guests lined up. Give it a try.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
And we can
All
take phone calls whenever you want.
Yeah, we can take phone calls, and we get questions. We didn't do the question thing today. It's okay. We had a lot of people talk, a lot of things to talk about. Hopefully the chat was cooking. All right,
It was.
good. Mik'd Up, brought to you by Starting Automotive. We'll see you on Friday. Peace.
Thank you, boss.